Thank you, Kevin. Good afternoon. It's cricketing weather at Craven Cottage on the banks of the Thames. Radio 5 Sports Extra with Premier League commentary this afternoon. We're at the home of Fulham FC, and this is where Liverpool continue their title push, trying to provide that fairy tale finish in Jurgen Klopp's final season in charge. This the first of 6 games remaining for them. They are 3 points behind Arsenal after their win at Wolves yesterday. 2 points behind Manchester City, who will have the game in hand after the action today. And they're facing a Fulham team that's playing well and has pushed them close in 3 games so far this season. It took 2 late goals for a thrilling 4-3 Liverpool win at Anfield in the Premier League in December. It finished 3-2 on aggregate to Liverpool over the 2 legs in the League Cup semi-finals earlier this year. I can tell you elsewhere in the Premier League today that Everton have beaten Nottingham Forest by 2-0. So Everton move 5 points clear of Luton, who are sitting at the top of the drop zone. Nottingham Forest remain just 1 point above Luton. They've both played the same number of games. And latest scores so far in the Premier League: Aston Villa 2, Bournemouth 1, Crystal Palace 4, West Ham 1. Both those games kicked off at 3 o'clock. Half-time at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final, and Manchester United lead Coventry by 2-0. So a very real possibility of a second consecutive all-Manchester FA Cup final this season. Rangers are leading Hearts by 1-0 in the Scottish Cup semi-final this afternoon. Mark Schwarzer, former Fulham goalkeeper, sitting alongside me for this one. Sun is out, Mark, but we're wrapped up warm because in the shade it's still a little bit fresh. Jose Mourinho is sitting in the stands here watching the action this afternoon. I think the first thing we have to tell our listeners, the first thing we have to talk about is the Liverpool team news. 5 changes after the win away to Atalanta in the week, but going out on aggregate in the Europa League. But I think the big news: no Mo Salah, no Alexis McAllister, no Darwin Núñez.
Yeah, no, it's a big decision from Jurgen Klopp to rest those players. Obviously, big name players. Certainly, McAllister, I think, has been sensational for Liverpool this season. So that is a big decision that he's had to make. But obviously, he's decided to freshen up a bit. He needs fresh legs. He wants to try and continue the pressure, even though after the bad result last weekend, the unexpected result, the loss to Crystal Palace. So today it's all about freshening up and going again and trying to maintain some sort of pressure on Manchester City. 2
teams just break away from the halfway line. The Liverpool players taking off the training tops, all in red this afternoon. Fulham in the familiar white and black, white bodies to the shirt, black numbers on the backs, black shorts and the black socks with the white tops. I think they could be really awkward opponents for Liverpool this afternoon, Fulham, don't you, Mark?
I do, yes. I mean, I think under Marco Silva, Fulham over the last 2 seasons now has shown that they're a team that are here to stay in the Premier League. They've earned the right. Last season I thought they were outstanding. This season there's been a little bit more inconsistency. However, they win today. A couple of games to go still before the end of the season. They win a couple of more games, they'll find themselves in the top half of the table, and I think that'll be another very good finish for Fulham.
Well, what they're trying to push towards, if they can do it, there's only 5 games left for them, is a record finish in the Premier League for Fulham. Mark was part of the team that achieved that under Roy Hodgson back in 2008-2009. 7th place with 52 points. This Fulham team, 12th at the moment with 42 points.
Yeah, a little bit to go still. It's a nice record to have. That was an amazing season under, with Roy Hodgson here at Fulham, and then obviously that set us off on the path to European football, which was an amazing run as well. So let's hope Fulham can continue this season, hopefully get in that top half of the table, and let's see where they end up.
Yeah, that's what it's all about for Fulham. For Liverpool, it's all about chasing the title, for keeping up with Arsenal, who've won this weekend, for putting the pressure on Manchester City, who haven't been in Premier League action this weekend. They are away to Brighton in midweek. The 2 teams getting into huddles before we get underway. Let me give you the full team lineups then. The home team, Fulham, just 1 change from a very impressive win away at West Ham last weekend. Bobby Decordova-Reid starts this game. Willian is absent from the squad. Bernd Leno in goal. Timothy Castagne, Tosin Adarabioyo, Calvin Bassey, Anthony Robinson, the back 4. Joao Palhinha and Sasa Lukic in central midfield. Decordova-Reid, Andreas Pereira, who scored both goals last week, and Alex Iwobi in support of Rodrigo Muniz, who really has been in good form in the second half of the season. Not scored in his last 3 games, but 8 in 8 before that. He will definitely test Liverpool this afternoon. A Liverpool team showing 5 changes. Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He managed just over 70 minutes in the Europa League in midweek, starts again today at right back. Jarell Quansah comes in for Ibrahima Konate to partner Virgil van Dijk. Andy Robertson continues at left back. Totally changed midfield from Thursday. Harvey Elliott, former Fulham man, Wataru Endo, the Japanese international, and Ryan Gravenberch back in the team this afternoon to add some freshness in the middle of the park. Cody Gakpo keeps his place, Darwin Nunez on the bench, Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz the front line, and by the look of it, it's Luis Diaz starting wide on the right, Diogo Jota through the middle, and Cody Gakpo on the left. We're sitting in the shade of the Johnny Haynes stand. The pitch is bathed in sunshine and shadows. Giant riverside stand towers over the pitch opposite us. Virgil van Dijk is playing a long ball forward. Tosin heads it away. Harvey Elliott gets some early boos from the Fulham fans, having left this club as a 16-year-old to pursue his fortune at Liverpool, and here he is starting against his former club this afternoon. We'll keep an eye on the other scores in the other games up and down the land. Quansah plays the ball back to Alisson. Plenty of touches for the Liverpool goalkeeper, back from his hamstring injury. Doesn't want the ball back this time. Passes it to Quansah and says, come on, get on with it, let's get this ball forward. And Quansah just comes jogging across his own half. Trent Alexander-Arnold in acres of space on his right. He wanted it, but instead it's played to Van Dijk. Still inside the Liverpool half, and Van Dijk puts a bit of pace on the pass. Low it comes to Alexander-Arnold. Curling ball from him down the channel. Luis Diaz on the turn, can't bring it down. It comes through to Leno, who takes one touch, and then Diaz closes in, and Leno bowls it out to Tosin. Pass forward here to Pereira. First time ball whipped long into the Liverpool half, but no one from Fulham is going to catch that. Early thoughts from Mark Schwarzer.
You can see already that Fulham wants to keep a relatively high line there without Mo Salah on the side. Obviously there's not lacking pace, but certainly not as quick as what we're used to seeing for Liverpool. Yeah, Luis Diaz has got the pace as well, but not at the same level as Mo Salah, so Fulham are happy enough to keep a very, very high line.
BBC Sport website's telling me Crystal Palace have a fifth against West Ham. Jean-Philippe Mateta has scored his second of the game. Good feet from Luis Diaz. Cuts in from the right-hand side. Gets away from Robinson. Plays it into Jota. Thought he was going to try and hit the shot there. Angle is tight. Cross comes in. Blocked by Tosin. And it goes behind for an early Liverpool corner. 0-0.
Yeah, it was good defending from Tosin there that time. He knew he didn't have to dive in. He stayed on his feet. He kept his distance nice. He was nice and calm. You could see Jota there was looking initially to have that shot because Tosin's position was so good. He didn't have that shot on goal. He looked across it, and Tosin was just in the perfect position.
It was 11 games out for Diogo Jota with a knee injury. 3 sub-appearances in the last 3 games. Starting again today, looking sharp. Elliott's ball to the edge of the box. Endo gives it back to Elliott. He's getting booed every time he touches it. Great ball in. Header down is just wide. And that is a really good chance for Luis Diaz, who puts his hands to his mouth and thinks he probably should have scored.
Yeah, I think he should have. I mean, it's a really good spot to be in. It's a free header. Yes, it's a bit of a difficult one in terms of a bit glancing. However, he just needs to guide it to that far post. What is he, 7 yards out from the goal line? Yeah, he's got to score. Got to get it on target and score from there.
Love the ball from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Real pace and swerve on it as it came into that Fulham box. Fulham have taken the goal kick short. Tosin, though, goes long. Robertson volleys it forward, headed away by Palhinha. Endo with the next header, onto Gakpo, flicks his header in field. Bassi might lose a 50-50 to Elliott. Elliott is caught there as he poked the ball to Gakpo, and the referee, Craig Pawson, trying to play the advantage, brings that back for the free kick to Liverpool. And given the week they've had, obviously the defeat to Crystal Palace last week and going out of the Europa League, he's made all the changes, Jurgen Klopp. This is a bright start, actually, by the visitors.
It is, yeah. I mean, this is obviously the start that Jurgen Klopp would have hoped for. Full of energy, and that's certainly what they've got up front with these 3. And Harvey Elliott in midfield, there's certainly a lot of energy.
Diaz trying to win a ball inside the Fulham half. Decordova-Reid plays it back to Tosin. Tosin's ball over the top is for Iwobi to chase. Robertson's got it covered and heads it back to Alisson. Alisson bowls the ball out overarm here. Robertson playing it forward. Intercepted on the halfway line, and Elliott plays back here to Virgil van Dijk. Elliott involved again, plays the ball to Gakpo on the left, back to Van Dijk, and they come all the way back to goalkeeper Alisson. So lots of Liverpool possession. 4.5 minutes played in the first half at Craven Cottage. Van Dijk comes strolling forward with the ball at his feet, stops and plays across to his young centre-back partner Quansah. Alexander-Arnold wide to Diaz. Diaz with the outside of his right foot just clips it back to Schwarzer, and Fulham hold their defensive shape just inside the Liverpool half. Schwarzer across to Endo. Endo hesitates for a second. Quick 1-2 with Alexander-Arnold to Diaz again. Liverpool just penned inside their own half, but Alexander-Arnold loves to hit these balls, the diagonal from right to left, cut out and headed away by Palhinha. Plays the 1-2 with Iwobi. Fulham on the move down the right-hand side. Gakpo is back to stop Palhinha, who turns, and then Gakpo leans into him. Palhinha tumbles over. It's Castagna, beg your pardon, on the right-hand side who tumbles over, but he doesn't get the free kick.
Well, in your defence, they do look similar, certainly from this distance. But yeah, Castagna did well. The initial cut out, Trent Alexander-Arnold just didn't quite get the power on that diag, but it was the right option, and that's what Liverpool do. Look to try and overload one side, free up the left-hand side, and they look for that diag, and that's where they'll try and catch Fulham out.
Looking forward to an entertaining open game this afternoon, because Fulham, as I say, have been in good form. They're the home team and will fancy having a go against Liverpool. Liverpool absolutely know they have to win the game to give themselves the very best chance of winning the Premier League title. Here's Harvey Elliott just inside the Fulham half. Every touch being jeered by the Fulham fans. Elliott now in central midfield, starting on the right of the midfield three, young Elliott. Back to Van Dijk and across to Schwarzer. So Alexis McAllister on the bench, Mo Salah on the bench, Darwin Núñez also on the bench, as are Konate and Szoboszlai.
Not a bad bench to have, is it? When you need, late in the game, if you need to chase something and want to try and get ahead, maybe finish the game off. I mean, look at your bench. Phenomenal for Liverpool.
Yeah, good squad strength. And Jurgen Klopp has trusted some others to start the game this evening. And Liverpool working it around inside their own half. This is the pattern of the game so far. Robertson to Van Dijk. Van Dijk thought about an early longer pass, but again uses Elliott, who gives it straight back to him, across to Robertson. Robertson creeping forward. Now the floated ball over the top, aimed at Diaz, hits his shoulder. Bassey's trying to deal with him. Bassey stretches and clears. Falls to Gakpo. Good first touch. Plays it to Elliott. Little flick ball down the left-hand side. Jota's cross into the near post. Tosin blocks that. And Castagna clears, and then the offside flag goes up. So Fulham will get themselves a free kick. But again, good play from Liverpool.
Yeah, very good play from Liverpool. And Diaz was almost in, but Bassey does really, really well. Initially gets caught out with the first ball. Diaz gets the touch on it. It looks like he's going to get win the race to the ball in the 6-yard box. Instead, Bassey just sticks out a leg and manages to clear it.
Beg your pardon, not offside. The flag went up for a corner to Liverpool. So the block from Tosin cleared the dead ball line before Castagna was able to clear. So Liverpool corner, their first of the game. Robertson with an away swinger, flicked on, no one there at the far post to attack it for Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold gets there, immediately hits a first time ball high, gets too much on it, and it balloons behind for a goal kick to Fulham. 8 minutes gone at Craven Cottage. Radio 5 Sports Extra. Radio 5 listeners will be joining us after commentary is over on the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Second half just underway. Manchester United leading commentary by 2-0, and this is Fulham 0, Liverpool 0. Bernd Leno, you've got to be careful there, gives it to Bassey. Bassey stops the ball with his hands. Referee's happy with that, but we saw that sort of thing going on in the Champions League with Arsenal. Fulham trying to play out. Iwobi reacts well for them, comes sprinting back to win a ball, and now driving forward as fast as he can. Oh no! Tried to feed Robinson or Decordova-Reid. Neither one was sure he was getting it. Passed it between them, went out for a throw.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Decordova-Reid there. Decordova-Reid makes the right run. He looks to go inside, create the overlapping space for Anthony Robinson to run in. And it's just Iwobi, the one that gets the timing of the pass wrong.
Throw in for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold takes. Gravenberch heads it up in the air. Decordova-Reid side foots a volley back to the American international Anthony Robinson, who has started all but one of Fulham's Premier League games so far this season. Bernd Leno, the goalkeeper, has started every single one. Bassey, very cool under pressure, takes it past Jota, feeds it to Robinson. Robinson loves to drive forward down the left, passes here into the feet of Pereira. First touch just let him down. Ball bobbles away from him, and Schwarzer intercepts. Gives it to Endo. Pereira's trying to win it back. The ball is loose inside the Liverpool half. Schwarzer plays to Van Dijk.
Yeah, almost a brilliant move from Fulham there. Pereira there, uncharacteristically, has a bad first touch. He gets a touch right. Decordova-Reid is free on the left-hand side. They play, and they've got an overload, and he's through, and he has an opportunity to get the ball across, or even possibly a shot on goal. But unfortunately, just his touch eludes him.
It's Mark Schwarzer with us here at Craven Cottage. Mark, of course, was at Wembley yesterday to watch Manchester City reach the FA Cup final with their 1-0 win over Chelsea. Rangers still leading Hearts by a goal to nil. If Rangers win that, then it is a Rangers-Celtic final in the Scottish Cup final. That also will be played on Saturday, the 25th of May. Schwarzer with the ball at his feet, just outside his own penalty area, drawing Pereira in. Clever from Gravenberch, let the ball run across him and fooled Lukic, gets away from him. Pass through the middle, Diaz chases, Leno out to the edge of his box, catches that ball on the bounce for Fulham. 9 wins at home so far this season in the Premier League, the best home record of any club outside the top 6 Fulham have, alongside Chelsea, and they've had some really good wins here this season. Thumped Tottenham 3-0, beat Brighton 3-0, have beaten Arsenal here, and had huge wins against Nottingham Forest and West Ham. Muniz is tripped, and that'll be a free kick for Fulham just inside the Liverpool half.
Yeah, Muniz does really well initially, holds up the ball brilliantly, tries to do a real quick turn and just catches Liverpool out.
Iwobi gets away on the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Van Dijk's there. Heads it behind for a Fulham corner. Fulham 0, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, it was well done from Iwobi there on the right-hand side. And Andrew Robertson there just gets caught out. He actually dives in. He thinks he's going to win the cutout. Doesn't. Iwobi wins it. Gets a great touch and sets himself free. And it's just only Van Dijk then in the end who gets in the way and manages to head it out for a corner.
Corner then for Fulham will come in from the right. They're attacking the goal away to our left in front of the Putney end. That's where the Liverpool fans are as well. Aston Villa 3, Bournemouth 1, latest in the Premier League. Away swinger headed away by Endo. Robinson hits a dipping shot on the bounce, well wide of the target, and that'll be a goal kick to Liverpool. 12 minutes played, goalless at Craven Cottage. So Alisson takes the goal kick quickly. Here's Alexander-Arnold, Decordova-Reid in to win the tackle. The ball runs to Pereira, that'll back heel to Decordova-Reid. Endo in, makes a challenge. Ball goes out of play, but that's actually going to be a free kick to Fulham. Attacking position on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it's really good play from Fulham there. They waited for Liverpool to play out. As soon as they played out, they looked to close them down. Craven Cottage is very, very tight. You have to be absolutely spot on when you're trying to play out under pressure, and Liverpool weren't. And you can see there, Alexander-Arnold gets caught in possession, and in the end, they win the free kick. Fulham in a very dangerous position.
So Liverpool got to be on their toes, holding their defensive line about 2 yards out from the 6-yard box. Free kick will be taken by Andreas Pereira. Bright mop of hair on top of his head. Imagine his bright yellow boots. Runs at the ball in towards the near post. Attempted flick on. Ball drops loose. Robertson hacks it away for Liverpool. Lukic lets that bounce twice and then just side foots it back. Played forward long for Pereira, beyond Pereira. Harvey Elliott had the run covered and it goes away for a goal kick to Liverpool. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, there's a really good delivery in the box there from Pereira there from out wide here. I think it's Decordova-Reid just misses the flick on. He gets that flick on. There is all sorts of problems for Alisson. The delivery is so good. It ends up being probably a foot or 2 foot inside the 6-yard box, but Alisson has no chance of coming for it.
Decordova-Reid, you're right, was looking to get that flick, and then there was a couple of Fulham players behind him just trying to get a touch, and it was Tosin who actually blocked the ball with his right leg. So he had his leg up trying to get a touch, and he actually almost acted as a defender for Liverpool. The danger was there. Villa 3, Bournemouth 1, Palace 5, West Ham 1, Fulham 0, Liverpool 0, and Rangers now lead Hearts by 2-0 in the last 10 minutes of this Scottish Cup semi-final. Manchester United 2-0 up against Coventry at Wembley. Commentary of that one continues over on 5 Live. Match of the day 2 tonight with your Premier League highlights at 10:30. The FA Cup highlights follow at 11:35. Here's Van Dijk for Liverpool. Diagonal ball, high, out towards the right. Robinson heads it up in the air, needs help from Decordova-Reid, who jumps in. The ball cannons off him. Robinson couldn't keep it in play. Elliott takes a quick throw, gets the ball back from Schwarzer, and Schwarzer plays across to Alexander-Arnold. Not the first time that Harvey Elliott has played against his former club Fulham, and not the first time that he's received that sort of treatment, so I don't think it's going to bother him too much. The booing's actually a little bit half-hearted as well.
Well, I was just going to say that's about as vicious as it gets at Craven Cottage. I've never really known Fulham fans to get too animated and too vicious towards any opposition player or ex-player from the club. But it's a bit light-hearted.
Throw in for Fulham. Iwobi chests it back to Castagna. Castagna lobs it forward. Lukic battles for it. Good strength from Gravenberch. Gravenberch, his pass forward blocked by Polinia. Iwobi plays it back to Polinia again. High ball into the Liverpool half. Alexander-Arnold brings that down well, and also has the vision to find Elliott. Elliott across to Diaz. Robinson, beaten by Diaz, brings the ball infield and then fires it with his right foot, skidding pass out to the left. The big orange boots of Gakpo brings it to the edge of the box. Driven shot, well blocked on the edge of the area, and it runs to Van Dijk. 15 minutes in, Fulham 0, Liverpool 0.
I think it's probably the first time you've mentioned Cody Gakpo in this game. I mean, he's really been isolated out on the left-hand side. Most of the attacks have come down Liverpool's right-hand side. Harvey Elliott obviously heavily involved. As I say, that Gakpo receives the ball again up well on the left.
Yeah, passes it beyond Castagna. Great defending from Iwobi, backing his man up. Clears with his right foot. Beyond Muniz, beyond Van Dijk, but not beyond Alisson, who's well outside his penalty area, midway inside his own half to start play for Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, that left-hand side from Liverpool at the moment is almost non-existent. I mean, Gravenberch has hardly been on the ball, nor Gakpo. It's something that's really heavily right-hand side, and I think possibly to do with the fact that Harvey Elliott obviously is on this right-hand side, and Luis Diaz. Their interaction has been far more than any other parts of the pitch.
If you are just tuning in, 16 minutes in here at Craven Cottage. Mo Salah on the bench for Liverpool, as is Alexis McAllister. 5 changes made by Jurgen Klopp. Fulham 0, Liverpool 0. Manchester United have a third at Wembley. Looking very tough for Coventry now. Bruno Fernandes has scored the third goal, so that is looking like a Manchester City-Manchester United final for the second year running in the FA Cup. Here's Gravenberch inside his own half. Lukic in his face. Gravenberch didn't see an option forward. He's making that points to his teammates at the moment, so he comes back to Alisson, the bearded Brazilian, all in dark green for Liverpool. Plays wide to Gravenberch, closed down by Iwobi, turns Iwobi and plays it down the line here to Gakpo. Gakpo back to Endo. Fulham closing that down, but Endo wriggles into space. Good sliding challenge from Tosin, wins the ball back for Fulham on the halfway line. Bassi under a bit of pressure, stabs a ball forward. Alexander-Arnold reacts to it, plays it into the path of Diaz. Diaz just gets away from Bassi. Elliott on the overlap. Diaz doesn't use him. Cross comes into the far post. Gakpo jumps, but couldn't get any contact on the ball. And Iwobi's got it covered for Fulham in the right back position. Plays back to Castagna. Forward to Lukic. Measured pass to Iwobi. Looking for Pereira. Great build-up play by Fulham. Here they come. Deckled over Reed to Pereira. Pereira's got support still on the right-hand side, and then a challenge comes in. Liverpool appeal for the throw, and they get the decision as well. Fulham 0, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was really good backtracking from Harvey Elliott. Gets back in that sort of defensive midfield role in the end. Comes across. He's the one that puts in the challenge and wins the header for Liverpool.
So throw in Liverpool. Andy Robertson has the ball high above his head. Riverside stand towers behind him. Throws it into Elliott, who athletically leaps and volleys it back to Robertson. Leno with a clearance just outside his penalty area. It's turned into a decent ball though to Robinson. Robinson low pass across to Pereira inside the Fulham half. Pereira and Polinia, brilliant combination for Fulham. Wide to Iwobi. Iwobi's good first touch, looking to pick out a man in the middle. Cross comes in, went all the way across the face of goal. Quansah was there eventually to side-foot it away. Polinia nods it down to Bassi. Bassi will come back to Leno.
Well, what he does really well, because he hasn't got a lot of options on, he just waits and waits and waits. There's a point there where you feel that there's no space for him to play a ball across into the 6-yard area or into the danger zone from Liverpool, but all of a sudden space just opens up. The ball he plays through, you feel it's going to be cleared out very easily. Instead it makes its way all the way to the middle of the 6-yard box, and it's Quansah, who you said is the one that is the most alert, and Meunier was not far from it.
Here's Pereira, just inside his own half, looking for the run of Decordova-Reid, getting away from Alexander-Arnold. Alisson comes across and has it covered for Liverpool, grabs it, bowls it out to Elliott. Elliott with the tousled curly hair, white boots, just walking forward now, having laid the ball off. Robertson is the man in motion for Liverpool, running across his own half from left to right. Played to Quansah, forward to Alexander-Arnold in central midfield. Cross to Elliott. Boos ring out in the Johnny Haynes stand. Overhit pass from Luis Diaz. Goes beyond Quansah and back to Alisson, coming up to 20 minutes played. And it's still Fulham 0, Liverpool 0. Next up for Liverpool, Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. on Wednesday night. Diaz for Alexander-Arnold, chip ball over the top. Bassey seems to have it covered for Fulham. Back he goes, hooks it away awkwardly, up in the air, chested down by Gravenberch. Polinia knocks it back to Castagna, forward to Iwobi. He's under pressure, he's lost it. And now Gakpo. Polinia's just trying to slow him down at the moment, which he has, but now Gravenberch has it. Corner of the area, floated ball to the far post. Robinson heads it away, only as far as Diaz. Good first touch, double step over, pass not a good one though. Pereira onto it for Fulham, looking for the run of Muniz against Van Dijk, and Van Dijk just read it beautifully. Back pedals and heads it down to Schwarzer.
Yeah, good defending from Virgil van Dijk there. Kept his eye on the ball the whole time. Muniz was making that run in behind. Instead, Van Dijk was just nice and cool and calm.
Nice dart forward from Jota. Stopped in his tracks in the Fulham box. Then there's a shot from Elliott, which I think smashed Polinia in the face. Castagna clears. Intercepted by Endo at full stretch. Elliott now wide on the left for Liverpool. Plays it to Robertson. Gives it to Elliott again, who's not afraid to go looking for the ball in this first half at Craven Cottage. Gravenberch wide to Robertson. Lots of movement from the red shirts, but still not been able to break Fulham down, and Endo plays back to Van Dijk. Looks like a team photo over on the other side as we look across the halfway line to the two dugouts on the opposite side of the field to us. Everyone decked out in the black jackets, Liverpool with the green trim and the Fulham coaching staff with the white trim. Marco Silva is on his feet watching the action as Harvey Elliott gets on the ball, tries to slide it through for Jota, half cleared, falls to Jota, edge of the box in a central position. Decordova-Reid blocks the pass. Alexander-Arnold takes one touch, threads a lovely one to Luis Diaz. One touch from him, then the cross comes in, and at the near post, not wide by Jota, and that will be a goal kick for Fulham, 0-0.
I think Anthony Robinson breathed a huge sigh of relief there. He gets caught out. He feels that Luis Diaz looks to come back out towards the ball, and then he feels that the ball's going to be played to him. He tries to cut it out. Instead, the ball's played in behind him off his shoulder. Diaz is through, cuts the ball back, and it's Bassey in the end, I think, just gets in the way. It goes through his legs, and that's why Jota doesn't actually see it. It comes off Jota's knees and goes out for a goal kick.
So once again, Leno gives the ball to Bassey to start play with the goal kick, who plays it to the goalkeeper, and then Leno just thumps it downfield. Schwarzer wins the first header. Muniz barges into Endo to win that ball. Good strength. Comes forward with the ball and finds Iwobi in space. Good cross from Iwobi, but it's too close to Alisson, who gathers it on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, I think he's just hit it slightly too early. Then Muniz is looking to get to that near post area, and Iwobi's just overheaded a little bit, possibly a little bit too early as well.
Love that strength from Muniz. That was a proper shove, wasn't it? I'm having that.
Yeah, he did really well, yeah. A lot of strength. That's why the crowd here behind us rose to their feet as well. Down
the inside right channel for Diaz to chase. Robinson's got pace, though, and he's got it covered. That's been a good battle so far, actually. Luis Diaz against Anthony Robinson in this game. Clearance downfield. Schwarzer beats Decordova-Reid in the air, and Alexander-Arnold can't keep that ball in play, throwing for Fulham. Mark Schwarzer.
I mean, that's what Anthony Robinson tries to do. He's got pace to burn. We know that. He's got the ability to stay with Luis Diaz. As long as he doesn't dive in, as long as he doesn't try and gamble. That's what he did just a moment ago, where Diaz got him behind him, whipped that ball into the 6-yard area. Up until that point, Diaz has really struggled to get one over on Anthony Robinson.
Ball is back with the Fulham goalkeeper, Bernd Leno, all in blue. Left-footed pass from him to Tosin. Tosin drives the ball across field. Schwarzer's got it covered. Poor header away. Intercepted by Decordova-Reid. Lovely dummy on the pass. Fulham trying to get men forward. Decordova-Reid back to Lukic. Lukic decides not to release that pass. Back to Polinia. And the red shirts are back behind the ball for Liverpool. Polinia's first time pass finds Robinson. Muniz wants a far post ball. Instead, down the line it goes to Decordova-Reid. Works it onto his right foot. Curling pass to the back of the area. Iwobi lays it off to Polinia, who shoots straight at Alisson.
Yeah, nice little move there. Decordova-Reid there. It was a really nice ball, and then towards the edge of the box. Iwobi's layoff was really nice, and a gentle touch. And the strike on goal just didn't have enough pace.
Fulham 0, Liverpool 0 on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Manchester United comfortably ahead in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. John Murray and Clinton Morrison providing the commentary on that one. Once it's over, 5 Live listeners will join us, and once it's all synced up after the football today, Chris Sutton, Robbie Savage taking the calls on 6:06 from 6:30 tonight. You might want to react to the the Nottingham Forest post on social media after their 2-0 defeat at Everton. The post read, 3 extremely poor decisions, 3 penalties not given, which we simply cannot accept. We warned the PGMOL that the VAR is a Luton fan before the game, but they didn't change him. Our patience has been tested multiple times. NFFC will now consider its options, which is a remarkable statement. 25 minutes gone in the first half. Lines will be open for 6:06 during the second half of this game. 08085 909 693 is the number to dial. The defeat for Nottingham Forest at Goodison Park has left them 1 point above the bottom 3. Luton just 1 point behind them, 4 games to go for the pair of them. Long ball downfield, bounces quickly into the Fulham area, and Leno is out and grabs it. And is just jogging sideways inside his box, and then drops the ball at his feet. Passes to Bassey. Bassey, the former Rangers man. Left-sided centre-back, right-footed ball to Robinson. Thinks about a move down the left-hand touchline, but Luis Diaz has that covered. So they play back Fulham and across here to Tosin, who lets that ball run across him. And then that's not the best pass forward. Straight at Van Dijk, who intercepts and cushions a pass to Robertson. Quickly forward, high. Jota nods it down. Gakpo, one touch, sliding challenge by Polinia. Free kick, says Craig Pawson. Joao Polinia is adamant he got the ball there, but this free kick is right on the edge of the Fulham box.
Yeah, the problem with Polinia there is he goes to ground. I mean, doesn't touch the ball until basically when he gets up. Once Gakpo's on the ground, it looks like he falls over his legs. Once he's on the ground, that's when Polinia gets up. It's his first touch of the ball, so I can see why the referee's given a free kick there.
Yeah, first contact definitely with the man. That contact continued. Then finally, as you say, Mark, contact with the ball. And Craig Pawson thought long and hard about that. The free kick is clearly in an advantageous position for Liverpool. Just outside the D, just to the right of centre. Fulham trying to set up a 5-man wall. Craig Pawson with a bright white line of the vanishing spray to get them the right distance back. And this could be Harvey Elliott with the left foot. It could be Trent Alexander-Arnold with the right foot. It's a lovely distance for them.
Yeah, so it's either the right foot from Alexander-Arnold over the wall, around the wall, into that post there that's protected by the wall, or it's Harvey Elliott who's possibly going to do the same, try and get it over the wall and curl it back, into that corner far away from Bernd Leno.
So Bernd Leno's got a problem here at the moment. So do Fulham. Fulham 0, Liverpool 0. The Polinia challenge on Gakpo has conceded the free kick. 5-man Fulham wall is in place, looking like a zebra crossing with all the black and white. And it could be Elliott, it could be Alexander-Arnold. Whistle blows. Let's see who's going to hit this in front of the Hammersmith end. Elliott jogs towards the ball, low one. Looking to go under the wall, maybe. Very nearly squeaked through, blocked by the feet of the defender.
Yeah, I'm not sure, even if it had gone under the wall, if it actually reached the goal line, it wasn't really enough pace on that one. I think Bernd Leno would have easily have stepped across and caught that one.
Not the best strike. Diogo Jota looking for a clip pass. Polinia blocks it on the knees. He's making a meal of that. He's not going to get that decision, is he? Yes, he is. Ran into Van Dijk and then threw himself to the floor. There was contact, but...
Well, I'm going to give the old Arsene Wenger response to that one. I didn't see it. I didn't. The post is right in my way here at the pylon. I couldn't see it. So I'm going to take your word for it.
Fair enough. For a big, rough, tough centre forward, I think he possibly could have kept his feet, and he wasn't going anywhere anyway, so decided to win the free kick. Coventry have got a goal back at Wembley. Coventry 1, Manchester United 3. Ellis Sims has scored the goal for Coventry. So not over yet in that FA Cup semi-final. Pereira tackled by Quansah. Craig Pawson says yes, that will be a Fulham throw. Midway inside the Liverpool half on the left. We played nearly half an hour. Fulham 0, Liverpool 0. Muniz trying to chest the ball down. Difficult for him to control. Alexander-Arnold steps in, whacks it away with his right foot. Castagna heads that clearance to his right to Iwobi. He's got Gravenberch in front of him. Plays back here. Bassey on the ball for Fulham. Cross to Tosin. Liverpool forwards chasing Iwobi. That's a loose touch. Tackled by Gakpo. Iwobi stays down. Gakpo comes sprinting forward. Stumbles as he plays the ball to Jota. Was Jota caught by Polinia? He was. Another free kick on the edge of the box. Polinia knows he's got it wrong this time, and he gets a yellow card for the challenge.
Yeah, I think he gets hit twice, doesn't he, Jota? Firstly from Polinia, then afterwards, as he's falling, Bassey comes in and tries and make a challenge. and he collects him as well, so he's all right. He's back up on his feet. But yeah, clear foul this time, and the referee was very quick to give that free kick.
I think Polinia's frustration there was not at the decision, was it, Mark? It was at his team for giving the ball away and forcing him to make that challenge.
Yeah, very much so. And also he slightly mistimes it, doesn't he? I mean, it's a bit of frustration there. That was very sloppy with Fulham giving the ball away. Iwobi loses possession of the ball very, very easily, and that's what actually starts the counter-attack. That's for Liverpool at their most dangerous.
Got a feeling Trent Alexander-Arnold might be taking the duties off Harvey Elliott after that last effort with this free kick. This one actually is in a different position, so this one is in the inside left channel. It is left of centre, and it's a couple of yards further out. Full time at Villa Park. Aston Villa have beaten Bournemouth by 3-1, so they move 6 points ahead of Tottenham. Tottenham have 2 games in hand in the race for 4th spot. Added time at Selhurst Park. Palace 5, West Ham 2. This is Fulham 0, Liverpool 0, and Rangers are through to the Scottish Cup final. They've beaten Hearts by 2-0. Now, what are Fulham complaining about here? Andreas Pereira and Bobby Decordova-Reid feel that the ball has been moved from that little semicircle of vanishing spray, a bit like the old Ivan Toney trick for Brentford earlier in the season. It's just delayed the taking of the free kick as well.
Well, the frustration part of this, certainly for Bernd Leno, is that until he places the ball, he can't properly set up his wall. He needs to make sure that he's got a man to a man and a half outside the width of the post. Now it's set, now they're ready.
Right, I'm putting money on this being Trent Alexander-Arnold to strike with his right foot. Liverpool free kick, 0-0 at Craven Cottage. Big moments in the title challenge. Alexander-Arnold, brilliant! Right-footed curler into the top corner, holds his arms out wide and says to the Fulham fans, how about that? As Liverpool continue their title push, Trent Alexander-Arnold has curled in a beauty at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 0, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, it's a magnificent free kick from Trent Alexander-Arnold. There was absolutely brilliant from it, perfectly positioned, took his time, picked the ball up, reset it, never in doubt. Flew into that top corner. Bernd Leno, absolutely no chance in making that save. Brilliant free kick.
So Liverpool players continue their celebrations away to our right at the Putney at the Hammersmith end of the ground, not where their fans are, so some of the Fulham fans taking exception to that, but Liverpool trot back to the halfway line triumphant. They have the lead.
Yeah, it's a really good free kick. It's unstoppable. It really is. I mean, the pace, the direction, the curl, it's always going away from Bernd Leno. It's actually hit the side netting. So it's gone in and hit the side netting of the goal. It's a brilliant free kick.
So Fulham kick off. We are back underway. 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Win for Liverpool takes them to 74 points. Level on points with Arsenal. Well behind on the goal difference. They'd be a point ahead of Manchester City. Alexander-Arnold heads the ball forward. Bassi plays it back to Robinson. Robinson whips a little ball across to Tosin. And Tosin just at walking pace now, just outside his own penalty. Gosh, that's a loose pass. Luis Diaz straight onto it. Plays it here to Gravenberch. Gravenberch driving forward. Gakpo to his left. Here's Gakpo just inside the box. Hits it well with his right foot. Leno tips that over the bar at full stretch. Corner for Liverpool.
Yeah, big save from Leno. They had to be alert. It was a sloppy ball from Tosin. I'm not sure why he's complaining to his teammate there. Gakpo gets the ball. He's inside the 8-yard box. It's a really good strike, and it's Bernd Leno's full stretch to his right-hand side, gets his arm up and flicks it over the crossbar.
Mark Schwarzer with us here at Craven Cottage. Just over half an hour gone first half. Liverpool leading Fulham by 1-0. They've taken the corner short. Gravenberch's cross into the near post. That's headed away. Alexander-Arnold is there. Central position, 30 yards out. Little ball forward, intercepted by Decordova-Reid. Quickly away to Pereira. Liverpool could get caught on the break. Great challenge back from Schwarzer. Play continues. Schwarzer's down hurt, having made the tackle. Decordova-Reid, ball at his feet. Still going into the Liverpool box. Runs into Van Dijk. That will not be a penalty. Craig Pawson's right there. Immediately wags his finger, and Decordova-Reid is told to get to his feet.
Yeah, I think it's the correct decision. I don't think that's a penalty at all. Decordova-Reid, he knows what he's doing. He's trying to get... Obviously, he's looking to play the ball around Virgil van Dijk there, and as he does, he just runs straight into him. I mean, Virgil van Dijk, there's no chance whatsoever for him to move out of the way. He's defended it really well, and it's the referee, I think, got that absolutely spot on.
So, problem now for Jarell Quansah, who made a really important challenge for Liverpool, coming back from the attacking set piece. Fell as he did so. He's hurt his left knee. Play continued. De Cordova-Reid eventually stopped, but we now have a stoppage in play. Manchester United still 3-1 up against Coventry at Wembley. Second half of that FA Cup semi-final. Results in the Premier League, full-time now at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 5, West Ham 2, Villa 3, Bournemouth 1, Everton 2, Nottingham Forest 0. And here it's Fulham 0, Liverpool 1, Rangers having beaten Hearts by 2-0. And Blackburn 1, Sheffield Wednesday 3 in the Championship, which takes Sheffield Wednesday above Birmingham and Huddersfield and out of the bottom 3. So Birmingham drop into the relegation zone. All of those teams down there with a couple of games left to play. In the Women's Super League today, just to get you up to date with that, Manchester City thumped West Ham by 5-0, so they go 3 points above Chelsea, but Chelsea have the game in hand. But Manchester City have now improved the goal difference to plus 42, while Chelsea's is plus 39. Chelsea with that fantastic win against Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final yesterday. Full commentary of the second leg on Sports Extra next Saturday. That will kick off at 5:30. The other results in the WSL today: Arsenal beat Leicester by 3-0, and Manchester United 2, Tottenham 2. Highlights of the WSL action, 11:55 tonight on BBC One. All of it, as always, available on the iPlayer as well. Match of the day, 10:30 BBC One, then the FA Cup highlights, then the WSL. And if you're a golf fan, by the way, Sports Extra this evening from 8:30. We've got full commentary of the conclusion of the first women's major of the year. Some story there as well. Nelly Korda is going for her 5th consecutive win on the LPGA Tour, and she was just one shot off the lead when play was called off for the day yesterday. Hang on, Coventry 2, Mark Schwarzer, Manchester United 3. O'Hare with the second goal for Coventry. So that one is not over yet, and if that one goes to extra time, then 5 Live listeners will be joining this one a little bit later.
Yeah, it's certainly a moment in time. 79 minutes gone in that game, so all to play for Coventry.
Fulham 0, Liverpool 1. Anthony Robinson's ball into Muniz, chests it down and then volleys high over the bar, and that'll be a goal kick for Liverpool.
Yeah, very difficult for him there. Yeah, the ball initially was quite a loopy ball into the box. He does well to chest it down, just doesn't have the space to allow it to fall any further down. He sort of snaps at it and skies it over the crossbar.
So goal kick Liverpool. What have we got left in this first half? 7 minutes plus added time. Allison out to Alexander-Arnold. Side-footed ball first time to Endo. Towards Diaz inside his own half. Ends up on his backside as he plays the ball to Gravenberg. And across it comes to the serene figure of Van Dijk striding forward. Wide to Gakpo. 5 changes made by Jurgen Klopp, and it's worked pretty well so far for Liverpool this afternoon. Not an enormous threat from Fulham in the game. And Liverpool leading thanks to Trent Alexander-Arnold's brilliant free kick. Quansah back to Alisson. Alisson uses Quansah again. Now Fulham decide to close in. Alisson under a bit of pressure from Muniz. Wide to Luis Diaz. Diaz outside of his right foot plays the ball across the face of his own box and finds Van Dijk. Van Dijk just picks up speed, glides towards the halfway line. Forward to Harvey Elliott. Shorter little staccato steps from him as he finds Jota wide on the left. Jota back to Endo. Uses Robertson just inside the Fulham half, using Endo again. Back they come to Van Dijk. Central position inside his own half. And Van Dijk just slows it down, looks right and left. Finds Robertson. Gakpo's tripped on the turn as he was getting away inside that Fulham half. And what's the referee decided? Is that booking as well?
Yeah, it's a yellow card, yeah. Tossing there. You can see Gravenberch has gone. He's gone around him. And actually, I don't think it was actually for Tosin. I think that's for Lukic. Because he's the one that actually fouls him. They're showing the video, the TV's showing Tosin, but I'm pretty sure that's Lukic who actually commits the foul.
Yeah, I thought it was too. We'll check that in a second. There was definitely a yellow card. We think it's for Lukic, but we'll check. Liverpool have taken their free kick. Jota speeding forward. Still Jota. Ball doesn't run for Gakpo. Lukic side puts it away to Iwobi. Iwobi starting the attack from deep inside his own half. Ball forward to no one in particular, and Liverpool have it again.
That's the problem for Fulham at times. You know, they've been obviously in a defensive block. Liverpool have a lot of possession. They're buying their time. They've got some really good interchanging passing, good movement. When Fulham do win the ball, though, they're looking to be really quick and really direct. And more often than not, so far, they've got those passes not quite right, and they're losing possession, handing possession over too easily to Liverpool.
Alexander-Arnold, central position, gives it to Endo. Endo's lost it. Fulham pouring forward. Here's Iwobi, passes to his right, low cutback, finds Muniz, angles tight, Muniz shoots, Alisson blocks, got his angles right and got his big body in the way.
That's a great move from Fulham. They win the ball really high up in the middle of Liverpool's half there. Endo's still on the ground holding, I'm not sure if it's his groin or whatever it is, but Fulham do really well. Their quick counter-attack was brilliant. Muniz, I thought, just took the ball. His first touch just took him too far wide of the goal there. In the end, he gets a really good shot off on goal. Alisson does really well to stay up on his feet. Makes a good save.
Yeah, that came through the legs of Schwarzer as well. So good save by Alisson. Premier League app is telling me Tosin Adarabioyo, yellow card, Mark. So we're going to go with that for now.
Yeah, strange one. I mean, what we saw in the replay, to me, it definitely looked like Lukic is the one that actually fouls Gakpo as he goes down on the ground. But anyway, the referee, I believe the Premier League app. Okay.
Yep. We're blaming the pillar again?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm blaming the pillar too. Fulham 0, Liverpool 1. 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Alisson just rolls it out here to Schwarzer. Schwarzer with his right foot. Plays it down the right wing for Liverpool. Diaz chases. Robinson plays back to Bassi. Bassi on the half volley. Swings it high in the air. Schwarzer's underneath it. Heads it away down that right-hand touchline. Good stretch and control by Decordova-Reid. Under pressure from Elliott. Little drag from Polinia behind him. Goes out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool. Yeah,
Decordova-Reid does really well initially. He turns around. He pivots about 4 times on the spot and then just gives a real soft ball to Polinia. It's almost like a hospital pass. He had nowhere to go in the end. Just it lets it go and goes out for a throw-in. Liverpool throw-in.
Throw-in will be taken by Alexander-Arnold, the goal scorer. Headed away by Lukic. Diaz bursts onto the ball to win it for Liverpool, then gives it away, and Iwobi feeds Pereira. Van Dijk comes across to try and cover, does well for Liverpool, blocks, and it goes out for a throw to Fulham. Pereira's thinking about going quickly here. Iwobi moves into space for him. He throws it to the feet of Iwobi, brings it under control just outside the Liverpool area. Into the box now he goes, lays it off, tries to Polinia. Jota gets his body in the way.
Yeah, good defending for Jota, helping his team out, gets back. He's the one that gets his body in the way and makes Liverpool have the quick break.
Oh, Gakpo's taking it all the way up to the edge of the Fulham box. To the right to Alexander-Arnold. That's a good block from Robinson on the cross. Can't keep it in play. Liverpool throw. 2.5 minutes plus added time remaining. Fulham 0, Liverpool 1.
A bit of end-to-end stuff here at Craven Cottage, and it was really good on both sides. And you see Jota making that way all the way back to his own yard box. Crucial interception, and that just turns a defensive act into an attack. And Liverpool so close. Another entry into the box for Fulham.
So Alexander-Arnold spins the ball in his right hand, throws it down towards the byline. Diaz, clever, knocks it past Robinson, dangles his right leg in front of it, and Robinson takes a chance and knocks it out of play for a Liverpool throw. Andre Onana apparently has made a really important save for Manchester United at Wembley. So Sahel Sahi, sitting on my right hand side here, is providing the updates on this game into our commentary at Wembley. Coventry 2, Manchester United 3 in the FA Cup semi-final, and Onana apparently has just prevented that going. 3-3 loose from Decordova-Reid, nearly knocked it out for a corner. Bassi reacted well, gets there, clears with his left foot. Muniz, challenged by Schwarzer, fouled by Endo, eventually gets the free kick for Fulham. Complains he was fouled 2 or 3 times there before Craig Pawson gave him the decision.
Yeah, I think he should have got the free kick initially there. Schwarzer was all over him, but he was showing again incredible strength to keep hold of the ball, and it wasn't until the second foul happened the referee finally decides to give the free kick.
Bassi inside his own half, cross to Tosin. Jota and Elliott doing the chasing for Liverpool. Bassi and Tosin knocking the ball around. Tosin and slides it to his right. Castagna's first time ball beyond Lukic. Oh, that's good strength from Muniz. Just shrugs off Schwarzer, plays it to the right hand side. Pass comes in towards Pereira, losing his balance, edge of the box. A little bit of skill from him. Still got it for Fulham. Momentum lost for a second. To his right to Lukic. Iwobi inside the penalty area. Van Dijk is there. Iwobi goes down. Van Dijk wins the ball and Liverpool will be able to bring it away. Gravenberch's lost it, goes in on Polinia, and this time Craig Pawson gives the free kick to Fulham, edge of the Liverpool box.
Yeah, initially Van Dijk shows incredible strength, does really well against Iwobi. There's no foul, Iwobi just goes to ground, but it's play on, and he wins the ball back, and then after that Liverpool just get a little bit sloppy again, lose the ball at the edge of the box. Gravenberch then gives away the free kick. His first touch, he tries to take the touch, turn and really quick out of the box, and doing so the first touch takes him out of control, and that's where the foul happens.
So Fulham free kick, right hand side, right of centre, almost level with the corner of the Liverpool penalty over there, penalty area over there. 4 minutes of added time into this first half, and Liverpool defending a 1-0 lead. I'm sure thinking to themselves, we've got to win every single game now until the end of the season, and knowing even that might not be enough, because Manchester City have done that to them before in Jurgen Klopp's time in charge. But they have got to do their part and keep winning. Pereira's free kick. Oh, just over the bar. Did Alisson get a touch? Craig Pawson has a think. Says he didn't. He's going to give a goal kick. Fulham can't believe it.
No, he's running across. Pereira's running across, take the corner. In the meantime, Liverpool's taking a really quick goal kick.
Yeah, clever from Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold thought about the earlier release downfield. Fulham have reacted and got back into their defensive positions. Alisson inside his own penalty area. Passes it away from Pereira. Schwarzer clears up to the halfway line. Tosin gives it a shout, wins the header up towards Muniz, chests it down. Muniz stretches, keeps it for Fulham. Polinia just rolls it into the path of Robinson. Robinson's cross floated to the far post, runs through here to Iwobi. Iwobi to Muniz. Muniz's header is blocked. Might come back here for Fulham, and in it goes. Sasa Lukic with his right foot. A really composed finish. Liverpool just couldn't get the ball away. He strides onto it and he plants it into the bottom corner. It is Fulham 1, Liverpool 1, and Liverpool pegged back late in the first half at Craven Cottage.
Yeah, it's a great run into the box there. Fulham just maintain the pressure on it, and then in the end it's Castagne's the one that actually places it in the bottom corner. It's just a bit of a melee in the 8-yard box. Castagne's finish in the end was brilliant. Muniz almost gets a shot off. Really good block. Liverpool, you thought they'd actually dealt with it, got rid of the danger, some really good defensive blocks there, and then it's Castagne's the one that actually gets to it in the end and smashes in the bottom corner.
Timothy Castagne, his first goal for Fulham. Scored some important ones and some good ones for Leicester. Didn't panic at all there. Dropped him on the penalty spot. Really picked his spot there, Mark, didn't he?
He really did, yeah. It was a really good strike there. Schwarzer does incredibly well. Initially gets Muniz's header from about 6 yards out. Puts on a really big block, and it's the block off him that goes straight to Castagne, and he smashes in the bottom corner.
Right, Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. That goal has come late in the first half as well. 4 minutes of added time. We have played 2.5 of those. Castagne Lukic, I was struggling with that at the start of the game, and I've got to apologise to Timothy Castagne. I robbed him of his big moment there by giving his goal to Sasa Lukic.
No, it's easily mistaken. It's really difficult to tell between the two of them, and you can't see the numbers. It's really hard, because it took me a while to work out actually it was Castagne as well.
Yeah, I mean, Fulham fans won't care. They care that their team has equalised and sets us up for a fascinating second half at Craven Cottage. FA Cup semi-final continues at Wembley over on 5 Live. Coventry 2, Manchester United 3. Long ball now for Fulham to deal with. Tosin heads it away. Decordova-Reid is there. Plays it back to Tosin. Chased by Gakpo. Pass to the right here to Castagne. Got him this time in the right back position. Long ball down the right. Van Dijk heads it away. Oh, Decordova-Reid came flying over the back of Gravenberch to win the header. He's landed awkwardly, but he's picked himself up. He's okay.
Yeah, I think he did really well actually in the air. He managed to turn his body around enough to make the landing pretty decent in the end. That's why he didn't get injured.
Bassi just inside his own penalty area. Liverpool shirts closing in. Robinson plays down the left to Pereira. Pereira's touch came straight off him and went out for a Liverpool throw, and then just sort of there was no signal from the assistant referee or the ref, so Pereira just carried on and took the throw.
It's clever as well, because there was 3 Liverpool players around him. Otherwise Liverpool got the ball, momentum, but Pereira just kills it,
but also doesn't get booked for time wasting, because there was no decision made by the officials.
No, that's right. They took a long time to make the decision. It wasn't until he threw it in that the referee decides, no, it's a Liverpool throw. And it clearly was a Liverpool throw.
Right. Throw in for Fulham this time. Jurgen Klopp looks pensive, and he's about to come striding across the pitch here at Craven Cottage in front of us, because it's a long diagonal walk from those dugouts towards the dressing rooms away to our left-hand side by the the old pavilion here at the Cottage. Bassey heads it forward. We've already played 4.5 minutes at the end of this first half, so there can't be too much longer left. Alexander-Arnold just inside his own half. Left-footed ball to Elliott. Craig Pawson's got the whistle ready to go. About to draw it up to his lips there, but he just wants to watch Jota there, dancing his way down the right. The ball's played back to Leno. Leno clears with his right foot. Alexander-Arnold catches it as it goes out of play, and Deco-Dover-Reid just knocks it out of his hand, so Alexander-Arnold can't take the quick throw. Right on the halfway line, right beneath us here in the Johnny Haynes stand. He's stolen 3 or 4 yards, then the half-time whistle blows, and that has been an entertaining first 45 minutes at Craven Cottage. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. Liverpool have dominated the ball. Alexander-Arnold gave Liverpool the lead with an absolutely sumptuous free kick. Fulham get their equaliser late in added time. What have you made of it, Mark Schwarzer, as Jurgen Klopp goes jogging off the field to prepare for the half-time team talk?
No, look, I think Liverpool at times controlled the first half pretty comfortably. I think they felt like they were going to go into half-time 1-0 up and also comfortable. But they didn't in the end. Liverpool, credit to them, Fulham, they kept going all the way.
Right. Drama at Wembley over on 5 Live. Coventry have been given a penalty very late in the game in the FA Cup semi-final. They are trailing 3-2, but VAR are checking. We are back for second half commentary here on Radio 5 Sports Extra. As soon as that game is over, 5 Live listeners will join us, but commentary at the moment continues over on 5 Live. So if you want the dramatic closing stages of that game, you can go and get it there. Here at half-time at Craven Cottage, it is Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. So while we await the second half here, we're going to give you another chance to hear from Lionesses defender and the Chelsea women's captain, Millie Bright, who was Ben Haynes and Ellen White's guest on the Women's Football Weekly this week. The podcast always available on the BBC Sounds app. Millie's been unavailable for a number of months after sustaining a knee injury. She returned to training for the first time this week.
Yeah, it was amazing. I've actually done really well to stay this patient, but yeah, I think you just get into a different zone. Just to be out there screaming at players again, and you know, it's it was just nice to be back on the grass and back with the team. I think injury is probably the hardest thing. You feel so distant from everyone. Even as hard as you try to stay connected, you do feel like a bit of an outsider. So yeah, it was just so nice to get back with the girls and just enjoy being, doing what you love doing, which is football. So yeah, it was a very good day today.
There's only so long you can be in that role as mischief maker in chief behind the dugout as you and sort of Sam Kerr seem to be.
I know. I feel like the cameras immediately go on Sam, and then I was like nudging her like, we're on. And then I was like, oh, sod it. We'll just have a little dance at Stamford Bridge on camera while Arsenal sort the socks out, and yeah, we can get ready for the game.
Can you take us
DJ was player of the match that day for me. Player of the match. He did an awesome job.
Can you take us into how tough it's been to watch on the sideline, particularly with the Conti Cup and then the FA Cup games? Because it must be really frustrating for you as someone who wants to be out there helping the team, seeing the team in these really, really difficult occasions coming out on the wrong side of big games.
Yeah, honestly, it's awful. Like you just feel helpless. Like I'd say I'm quite a loud figure, and I think Els can back me up on that. Is in terms of organising, if things aren't going right, you need to make adjustments, and just from an energy perspective, like when you're trying to change momentum in a game, like those voices are so important, and they can really sway like people getting out of a bit of a like head fog and getting back into the game. Like for me, that's so important. But you just feel helpless, like you can only do so much from the side. Like I'm present every day and making sure the girls are in a good space. Like I don't think I've had like a down day coming in. Like I think I've always been bubbly, always. Even if I felt it, it's so important for the team to see that, the injured players are behind them and backing them. And I've tried to be the best cheerleader I can possibly be. But even at the games, I feel like I'm in the games, but I'm not contributing, and I can't help the team when they're struggling. So it's like hard. It's like you're battling against something that's impossible to win. For me, I've just had to do everything I can do off the pitch whilst trying to actually come back from an injury that's was from before the World Cup, and yeah, I'm still adjusting to that. So it's been hard, especially from a leadership side, like not feeling like I can help anyone.
It's mentally challenging, isn't it? When you're having to come in and, like you say, bubbly when you're having like, right, I've got rehab, everyone's going out on the pitch, I'm coming to games, but I'm not actually standing on the pitch.
Yeah.
It's quite, is there anything that you've done away from it to kind of then recharge yourself maybe mentally to be like, right, when I come in, I am Millie, I'm bubbling, I'm everything?
I think I've probably drove my agent insane by having to say no to a million things, but for me, like, my priority, especially even when I'm playing, Els, you know me inside and out, but even being injured, it was even more important for me to be like, literally rehab, go home, walk the dogs, that's it. Some days I didn't even walk the dogs because it was more beneficial for me to come in fresher the next day. And if I could gain small percentages to make sure my return was a little bit quicker or whatever it might be, like, that's honestly all my focus has been. Like, I've literally had to say no. Like, even going back home and seeing family, I've not been back to Sheffield yet. I've made like family come and see me. So just all the small percentages is probably where I've made sure that I can look back and go, regardless of when I return, like, I've done everything I possibly can do to not only make sure that in my rehab I'm in the best shape, but also for the team. But like I said, it's extremely difficult these days when, you know, you just want to scream, and I just want to like just run to like get rid of my anger or my frustration. And, you know, rehab's not the easiest of things. It doesn't always go the way we want it to go. And then it's like resetting that mentality, like, okay, back to this stage, and then we build again. But the goal never changes. So the off-pitch stuff for me was all about rehab and doing things at home that just help.
You mentioned earlier on that you're coming into work and you have to come in with a smile on your face. But when in your mind you're thinking, oh my God, I literally just want to scream, but your face has to say, right, guys, I'm here for you, even though I'm not able to do the thing that I want to the most. How hard is that?
I think that's been my hardest thing. And to be honest, some days I have come in and I've just said to the guys, like, I'm just letting you know, today's not a good day. I'm in an angry headspace. I want to rip the walls down. Like, I want to be further on than what I am. And, you know, I think you almost start questioning everything as well. Like, am I doing everything? And then, to be honest, my off-feet conditioning is like boxing, the ropes, the ski erg and stuff like that. And I've honestly used those sessions as a little, just like clear all the anger out and then refocus and get set for my rehab. But yeah, it's been really hard, like finding the balance of how much I give to the team and how much I still am, you know, in rehab and trying to get back. Because also going to the games is draining. I'm watching the games as if I'm playing, like I'm cheering, I'm shouting. No one can hear me, but I'm still doing the things that I would do if I was on the pitch. So mentally, like adrenaline wise, I'm basically playing a game in my head. So the next day I'm then a little bit tired, to be honest, but I wouldn't do it any other way because I don't want to look back and think, as an injured player, I just stepped aside. Like, if the team lose, I still lose. Like, I don't just not lose because I'm not playing. So my mentality is like very, very much the same as if I was in the squad and taking part.
Mill, I think it takes a special person to be in the amongst of like rehab and mentally be so challenging, but then to be like, right, the team comes first. I know you've probably been in a team. I've been in a team where that hasn't happened. So I think for you, like, credit to you, and I'm sure the team do appreciate that you're coming in and putting them first, even though obviously you're putting your rehab first at the same time. Team is the one. Who in that team is helping you as well, that you can go to, talk to, or staff for your rehab and mentality as well?
Thanks, Els. That was a nice little comment. Obviously, I think my closest friends, like even Sam, like, she's going through a ACL rehab and she still has the time to check in. I think it's credit to, like you said, the people that we are. But I think all the team are always checking in. But I also don't want people to check in because then I'm like, no, you've got a game, like, focus on the game. Like, don't. I think that's why I've tried to act as if I'm still in the squad almost, because then people don't ask as much. And yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, but I don't want to take away from the team's focus or like, when are you back? Like, I'll be back when I'm back. Like, you've got a job to do and just keep focusing on that. But obviously, yeah, like, support from outside of football has been, you know, immense. All the coaches, incredible anyway. And obviously I have a great relationship with them. I've really stayed focused on like different tasks. So this year, obviously, we've lost some big leaders. And, you know, Erin and Niamh have done a fantastic job of, you know, taking that that on. And I think still like inexperienced players, like young players, and it's a hard job, and I don't think people appreciate how hard leading is until you're put in that position. And for them at their age to, grab a hold of the team and really drive them through this season has been, they're incredible people, and they are the real leaders in the team.
You just stole my question, actually. I was going to ask about Niamh Charlton and Erin Cuthbert. So, no, I was just thinking, because obviously their role has obviously changed to be more of a leader, and they've constantly been switching, haven't they? But who's captaining who, and switching it from half time as well. I just wondered what those kind of, obviously you don't have to go in depth, but what kind of those conversations are you having? Because I know you are such a kind of vocal leader, and you want to help, and you want to be part of it, and obviously wanted to help the team improve, and obviously you've had to kind of take a little bit of a step back, obviously with rehab. But what I've seen from afar, they've seemed to be doing an amazing job and galvanising the group, especially with some of the disappointment you've had in the last couple of games.
For those two, like I just said to him, like, embrace the leader that you are. I've always said this, like, no leader is the same as the next. Like, everyone is a leader for different reasons, and no one should ever be put under the same umbrella, like, oh, you have to do this. Like I said, embrace the leader that you are, which for me, they're very much action-led. Like, they'll set the tone every single day. They'll set the tone in the game. I think Erin's had a fantastic season in her performances, and same with Niamh. But for me, they show up every single day, and then it's just adding the kind of vocal side to their game. So whether that's, if something's not going well, they're then, grabbing a hold of it before the end of the game. And I think that's the next step for both of them. But I think they've really helped each other as well on the pitch. And like you said, almost taking it in turns and taking the load, because, leading is not just what's on the pitch, but it's off it as well. And I think this year, especially for us as a group, we've experienced so much that I think people have really stepped up. And so I've just supported them in any way I can.
Chelsea captain Millie Bright, good to have her back in training this week, and I know she will have been, of course, absolutely delighted at that Chelsea performance this weekend in the Champions League. Second leg of that Champions League semi-final against Barcelona will be live on Sports Extra. It kicks off at 5:30 next Saturday. So the FA Cup semi-final, I can tell you, has gone to extra time. Coventry were indeed given their penalty. They scored their penalty. Coventry 3, Manchester United 3 after 90 minutes. So they are into extra time. Coventry will continue on that over on BBC Radio 5 Live. Second half on the way here on Radio 5 Sports Extra on Fulham Liverpool 1-1. Mark, I know you've just been flicking through your phone and having a look at those Coventry goals. I've done a couple of their games in the FA Cup this season, and actually their win against Wolves, two late goals in that one to turn it around and win. It was one of my favourite games to cover this season. That is some comeback. Whatever happens in the rest of that game, that's a pretty astonishing performance.
Yeah, it's phenomenal performance. I think they're the highest scorers, is that right? In the competition so far, which is obviously credit to them, absolutely amazing. And the fact that they've taken Manchester United to extra time, 3-3, coming from 3-0 down is amazing. Remarkable.
With Mark Robbins as the manager as well, the whole sort of Manchester United. Yes. Yeah, great story, great game. Commentary continues over there. Difficult for you to choose now, because this is a hugely important game in the title race, in the title chase for Liverpool. Started the day on 71 points, 2 points behind Manchester City, who will have a game in hand on them after this, and 3 points behind Arsenal. Liverpool are back out on the field here, 1-1 at half-time. Let me just remind you of what else has happened in the Premier League today and elsewhere with the football. Everton beat Nottingham Forest by 2-0. Nottingham Forest, their hierarchy, very unhappy with some decisions in that game. They have released a remarkable statement on social media. Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage will be taking your calls tonight. Lines are open, 08085 909 693. I'll read that out again in a second for you. But Everton's win puts them on 30 points, so they're 5 points clear of the bottom three. Nottingham Forest remain on 26 points, just 1 point ahead of Luton. Aston Villa beat Bournemouth by 3-1. They move to 66 points, 6 points ahead of Tottenham, but Tottenham have the 2 games in hand. And Crystal Palace absolutely walloped West Ham by 5-2. I think they were 4-0 up just after half an hour in that game. All the reaction to today's football in the Football Daily podcast, as always. 1-1 here at Craven Cottage. Rangers Celtic will be the Scottish Cup final on the 25th of May. Rangers have beaten Hearts by 2-0 in the second semi-final today. Sheffield Wednesday out of the bottom three in the Championship. They were 3-1 winners at Blackburn. And in the WSL, Manchester City have gone top with a thumping 5-0 win over West Ham. 3 points ahead of Chelsea, who've got the game in hand, but Manchester City have improved the goal difference. They're plus 42 and Chelsea are plus 39. So just before the second half gets underway here, let me just find this Nottingham Forest statement again, because you might well want to react to this. From the club, their official account on X. 3 extremely poor decisions, 3 penalties not given, which we simply cannot accept. We warned the PGMOL that the VAR is a Luton fan before the game, but they didn't change him. Our patience has been tested multiple times. NFFC will now consider its options. Your thoughts on 606 tonight, and you can see the decisions they're talking about on Match of the Day 2, 10:30, BBC One. You remember Nottingham Forest had those complaints after they lost a late goal to Liverpool, who we're watching today a few weeks back, the Darwin Núñez late winner when the game was restarted incorrectly. Different problems today, but that is an extraordinary statement, and it's been a pretty extraordinary day in the world of football so far. Second half is underway. Mark Schwarzer, former Fulham goalkeeper, over 500 Premier League appearances in that top 10, 540, and I looked it up again this morning, Mark, 172 of those for Fulham, a fair few World Cups in there as well. So Mark has been there, seen it, done it, got the T-shirt and everything else you want to chuck into that saying. And we are waiting to see which way this one is going to go this afternoon. Back underway, Fulham defending the goal away to our left in front of the Putney end. Scored late in the first half to level this up. Timothy Castagna from right back with his first goal for the club. Fulham, Leno in goal. Castagna, Tosin, Bassi and Robinson back four. Joao Polini, Sasa Lukic, the 2 midfielders. Decordova-Reid, Andreas Pereira, Alex Iwobi, with Rodrigo Muniz, who's been a right handful again today. Of course, a real problem for the Liverpool defenders playing through the middle for Fulham. Quansah steps in to win a ball just inside the Fulham half. Here's Endo. Jurgen Klopp made 5 changes to the team that won 1-0 in Italy on Thursday night for the start of this one. Alisson in goal. Alexander-Arnold, the goal scorer. Fabulous free kick in the first half at right back. Robertson at left back. Alexander-Arnold's just found Robertson with a delicious crossfield pass. Robertson infield to Gakpo. He's tackled. Lukic is trying to bring it away. Goes down, no free kick. Robertson to Elliott, and his pass is over, hit back to Robertson, and it goes out for a throw. Quansah and Van Dijk, the centre-backs. Elliott, Endo, Gravenberch, Gakpo, Jota, Diaz. But as you were saying, Mark Schwarzer, the longer this goes at 1-1, the bench that Liverpool have, the big guns will certainly get rolled on at some point.
Yeah, they will. That could possibly have a big part to play in this game today. Certainly when you look at their bench, you know that Salah's there, Núñez is there, just to name a couple, and I think that could make all the difference for Liverpool today. But Fulham certainly worth the 1-1 at the moment. I thought Núñez was absolutely excellent in that first 45 minutes, often up top by himself, and his strength, control the ball, his relentlessness of running is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I totally agree, Mike. He's really, I've watched him a few times in the flesh, and it's taken him a while to get into this team, but Raul Jimenez can't get a look in at the moment. He's been scoring goals, but not just that, his all-round play so far today, I think it's been superb.
Well, they've also got Brozier on the bench they've brought over from Chelsea. Can't really get a starting game because this guy's been absolutely on fire. Obviously got player of the month in the Premier League as well, and I think wholeheartedly deserved it, and today he's been very, very good in this first 45.
So Liverpool need the win. If they harbour realistic hopes, you'd think, of winning this title, have to win this game. Iwobi drives the ball across field. Alexander-Arnold chests it down. Here's Luis Diaz, who's looked a threat again for Liverpool on the right. Alexander-Arnold plays across to Van Dijk. No urgency as yet. Early stages of the second half. Radio 5 Sports Extra. Commentary on Coventry. Manchester United continues over on 5 Live. Lines open for 606. I think that one could be a good show this evening. Monday Night Club will be a good listen tomorrow night as well. Kelly Cates in the hot seat for that one. Shay Given joining Chris Sutton and Rory Smith to discuss the weekend's football. Plenty more Premier League football during the week as well. We're going around the grounds on Wednesday, and then next weekend Everton-Brentford on Saturday is our 5:30 commentary. On Sunday we've got the North London derby in full at 2, and Nottingham Forest, Manchester City at 4:30. Here's Schwarzer. Schwarzer back to Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool in red shirts, white trim. Slides it forward to Gravenberch. Good tackle by Polinia. He's got to be a bit careful now in this game. He's on the yellow card. Iwobi brings it forward for Fulham. Little touch takes him away from Endo. Beats Gravenberch as well. Polinia fires it out to the left-hand side. Spinning ball, chested down by Robinson. Little pass forward. Schwarzer intercepts. Clearance is blocked. Endo plays it back to Schwarzer again. And then Alexander-Arnold gets the ball at his feet and Robertson starts the run. Alexander-Arnold drills that straight down the middle of the field. Bassey heads it away. Robinson runs into Elliott and the ball goes out for a Liverpool throw. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, I think Bassey does really well there. Diaz was off behind him. I'm not sure whether he would have got the ball. He would have had to take the first touch because that was rifled and that would have gone all the way out for a goal kick had he have not got a touch on it.
Throw in Liverpool. Halfway line on the right. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. Alexander-Arnold, first time ball. Gakpo's going to have to run really hard and does so to keep that ball in play right under our noses in our commentary position here in the Johnny Haynes stand. Liverpool playing from right to left in the second half, if you know your Craven Cottage, which means that Jose Mourinho is sitting away to our left in the old-fashioned pavilion, the black and white pavilion. Jose Mourinho just trying to pick him out from here, but can't see him at the moment, but we're a wee way away. Alexander-Arnold brings it forward for Liverpool down the right. Low cross into the Fulham box. Toss in. First time clearance. Endo heads that forward. Iwobi. Good touch and turn. Gets away from Gravenberch. Looks up. Looks for the run of Muniz. Van Dijk's got it covered. Heads it down. Robertson. Two Fulham players close in. Pokes it forward to Gravenberch. Robertson gets it back again. Three players to aim at. Curling ball in. Toss in. Miscues the clearance. Falls to Jota. Lays it off to Elliott. Oh, poor finish. Left-footed drag wide. Fulham fans love it. Goal kick for Fulham.
Yeah, it's a tough one for him because it's coming across from the left-hand side. He's got to wait for it to be in the right position. The weight of the pass wasn't ideal for him and he just sort of mistimes it, doesn't he? Because Bassey comes out. Really, there's not a lot of options there. He tries the best is probably to go back for that near post. He aims for the far and he completely gets it wrong and miskicks it.
6 minutes gone in the second half. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. Liverpool away to Everton on Wednesday. Arsenal at home to Chelsea on Tuesday. Manchester City away to Brighton on Thursday. Bassey just stepped out of a challenge there, let the ball come to him as Elliott came closing in. Muniz, nearly a very clever chest down into the path of Decordova-Reid. Endo has it. Good vision from Endo. Sees Gakpo. Bouncing ball, chested down. Tall Dutchman brings it onto his right foot, corner of the box. Cross deflected. Robinson clears it first time. Muniz again holding off Schwarzer, chesting the ball down. This time he's outnumbered. Endo's in there again. And it comes back to Van Dijk. You can hear the early urgency in the second half from the Liverpool fans. Away to our left. Jota to Gravenberch. Gravenberch turns, plays back to Van Dijk. Mo Salah is warming up. Darwin Nunez is warming up. You can see them in the bright yellow bibs and the black tracksuits away to our right.
Yeah, it's hard to know what Mo Salah's doing because we don't really see him warm up very often on the sideline, do we? So we don't really know if he's quite ready to come on yet. Is he getting ready to come on? Darwin Nunez certainly seems like the one who's more proactive on the sideline.
Robertson, cross in from the left. Awkward for Robinson. Knocked back by towards Diaz. Fulham struggling to clear it. Castagna just lofts it up in the air. Alexander-Arnold leaps and wins an easy header.
Yeah, Gakpo there just gets the weight of his pass wrong. He hits it a bit harder. Diaz is in. He gets past because Robinson tries to intercept, does get the interception in the end because of the lack of the pace on the ball.
Elliott, deep cross. Gravenberch controls it, but it gets away from him. Iwobi dummies Robertson just outside his own penalty area. Elliott intercepts the pass. Elliott slides it forward. Gravenberch shot! Brilliant finish from Ryan Gravenberch. Ball given away by Fulham inside their own half. Played to Gravenberch on the edge of the box. He looked up and curls it beyond Bernd Leno. Liverpool back in front in a crucial game for them. Fulham 1, Liverpool 2.
Yeah, really good finish from Gravenberch there. Fantastic. Curls it into that far post. Again, no chance for Leno, but he had all the time in the world. It was a bad pass from Alex Iwobi. Looks to play across the face of the goal. And in the middle of the, sort of just outside the 18-yard box, that's where Gravenberch intercepts and he goes through. And it's a really nice finish. Really cultured.
First goal in the Premier League for Ryan Gravenberch, fourth of the season, one in the FA Cup, two in the Europa League, but it's Iwobi's pass that was cut out by Elliott. Elliott threading the ball through the midfield and Gravenberch curls in a beauty. Fulham 1, Liverpool 2. Premier League table changes again.
Yeah, it's a really good finish there. And you can see when Harvey Elliott wins that ball, he's really quick. He's really quick to get the ball under control and pick out Gravenberch, who's free. And the reason he's free is because Fulham are quite stretched. They've won possession. They feel like they can come out, and instead they're caught out of unaware of the positioning of Liverpool players, and they get punished.
Liverpool have had the lead once and lost it. Can they hold on to it this time? I remember doing the game at Anfield in December, the Premier League game, which finished 4-3. Liverpool led 1-0 and 2-1 in that game. Pegged back both times, went 3-2 down, and then relied on 2 goals from Endo and Alexander-Arnold to win it 4-3. Polinia looking for Andreas Pereira. Endo in with a challenge for Liverpool, will be very dangerous on the counter now. First time ball from Alexander-Arnold. Robinson just gets enough on it to stop Liverpool moving forward. Played out to the left to Decordova-Reid. Harvey Elliott is chasing. He's got a hold of Decordova-Reid's shirt, but Fulham keep it. Here's Robinson. And Robinson plays back to Bassi.
I'll tell you what, he does work really hard, doesn't he, Harvey Elliott? He is all over the park. He's had a really good game as well for Liverpool. His work rate has been sensational. He's been at the heart of everything.
Here's Iwobi looking to make amends for the error that led to Liverpool's second goal. On the ball, wide on the right. Robertson's got him covered. Robertson falls over. Iwobi's pass evades Castagna, and then Alisson comes sprinting off his line, down by the byline, slides forward and collects the ball in both hands.
Yeah, that's one of the things about playing at Craven Cottage for Fulham is obviously there's an advantage. You know the ground's nice and tight, but at times there's little space. You have to be absolutely spot on with your touch, with your weight of your pass, and again just lets them down a little bit.
Coventry 3, Manchester United 3, FA Cup semi-final. Coventry back from 3-0 down, levelling it up in added time from the penalty spot. They are into extra time. John Murray and Clinton Morrison with the commentary over on BBC Radio 5 Live. This is Fulham 1, Liverpool 2. Header away from Endo inside his own half, goes out for a throw-in to Fulham on the left. 10 minutes gone in the second half. It's the Liverpool fans you can hear singing joyously at the moment. Robinson's throw towards Decordova-Reid. Good first touch. Cross comes in. No one there for Fulham. Iwobi was trying to get there. Has got to this ball now, but it's wide on the right-hand side. Robertson is backing off. Iwobi looking to slide a pass to the edge of the box. That one's cut out. Gakpo's ball to Endo. Jota's on his bike and has set off on a run down the left. Tosin saw it. Intercepts that pass forward. Now Polinia across to Castagna. Muniz wants it. Started to make that run. Doesn't get it. Castagna plays in field to Polinia again. Now Tosin, tall centre-back, former Manchester City player, cross to Bassi. Bassi dummies Elliott, keeps the ball. Halfway line, low pass in between 2 Fulham players and out for a throw to Liverpool.
Yeah, just slightly overhit that again, and it goes out for a throw, and Liverpool are quick on the counter.
Yeah, Gakpo knocks it round Polinia, picks it up the other side. Gakpo still going just inside the Fulham box. Robertson supporting on the outside, gets the cross into the far post. Bassi stretches, had to win that header, flicks it behind him, and Anthony Robertson uses his pace to get to that ball. Terrible clearance though, intercepted by Harvey Elliott, and Liverpool have it with Diaz on the right. Diaz to Gravenberch. Gravenberch back to Endo. Endo in turn back to Schwarzer, and Liverpool in control of the game at the moment. Van Dijk curls a low pass to Endo. Schwarzer again, the 21-year-old. Cross to Van Dijk. Ball played to Jota, deep in this attack, wide to Robertson. Robertson sees Gravenberch, plays a short little pass to him. Gravenberch in the inside left channel, lays it off. Gakpo lays it off to Gravenberch. Wide to Robertson, into the feet of Jota. Jota working it onto his right foot in the box. Back to Gravenberch. And Gravenberch takes his time and plays back to Van Dijk. And Liverpool can afford to be patient again. Schwarzer across to Elliott. Van Dijk is pointing to Elliott, saying don't take a risk there. Back to Schwarzer, and Schwarzer back to Alisson.
Yeah, retention of possession has been brilliant from Liverpool. They've done it really well. Whenever they've had the ball, they've been patient. They've waited. They've moved it from side to side. Whereas by contrast with Fulham, they've been quite hectic, and they've looked for that killer pass right from the off, and more often than not in this game so far, it's gone astray.
Endo back to Alexander-Arnold. I wonder how long he'll stay out there, Trent Alexander-Arnold. One of those trying to build up the fitness, having had a period out with injury. Robertson's the same, and Jota is the same as well. Jurgen Klopp saying it was pretty much a miracle Alexander-Arnold got as far as he did in that game on Thursday night. So important to them, and this game still in the balance with Liverpool leading by 2-1 here on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Van Dijk's ball up towards Gakpo, chests it down, running away into the Fulham half. Polinia challenges, ball goes out for a Liverpool throw. Robertson immediately bursts forward, throw in from Gakpo to Jota, back to Gakpo again, flicks the pass infield to Gravenberch. Gravenberch's ball finds Alexander-Arnold. Play to the right to Diaz, back to Alexander-Arnold again, very casually, walking pace, uses Quansah.
Yeah, you can see Marco Silva sort of calling out to his players to pull out a bit, come out, don't sit so deep. Whenever Liverpool look to go back again, come off your line. At the moment, they're sort of happy enough for Liverpool to have the ball and just sitting there and waiting.
Half an hour left in the game. Fulham 1, Liverpool 2. Alexander-Arnold finds Diaz. Diaz lays off to Elliott, just inside the Fulham half, but the ball is passed beyond Alexander-Arnold back into the Liverpool half. Fulham have got to do the chasing at the moment. Van Dijk prods it forward to Jota. Jota's on the move. Polinia's in front of him. Gakpo's to his left. He plays it to Gakpo. Gakpo takes on Polinia, beats the outstretched right leg, still going Gakpo, edge of the box, lays it off to Gravenberch, similar shooting position to where he scored from, gives it back to Jota, just gets away from Jota, little cut back into the penalty area. Decordova-Reid clears for now. Here's Endo's ball to Gravenberch, just lets it run beyond him, still in the box, cut back to the near post, later Jota drives it hard at the near post, and then the rebound nearly fell to Jota again. Leno dives forward bravely to grab it.
Yeah, really good interplay from Liverpool there. Some touches were brilliant. Gravenberch on this left-hand side was excellent. A couple of times there you felt that on his turn on the ball, the way he drops the shoulder, you felt that if Fulham get any touch on him, he's going to go down. They don't. Keeps him on his feet, gets the ball across in the box, and Jota very, very close to get another goal for Liverpool. It was a good save from Bernd Leno.
Fulham 1, Liverpool 2. Mark Schwarzer with us here at Craven Cottage. Muniz holding the ball up well, side foots it for Iwobi to chase. Robertson's quick though, gets there first for Liverpool and clears. Gravenberch challenged by Lukic, and Gravenberch clever there, slowed down, let Lukic run into the back of him, and Lukic concedes the free kick. Just a bit over-eager, like you were saying, Mark, about Fulham.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to be out further. They're going to have to put more pressure on the ball as the game goes on. Obviously, they're running out of time. They need to get back into this game. So there's going to be times where they're going to have to be trying to put pressure on Liverpool further up the pitch, which in turn then creates more space for Liverpool. So that's always the balance. At what point do they start to commit more numbers forward?
Here's Alisson on the ball for Liverpool, just outside his penalty area. The wind's getting up, you can just see it tugging at Alexander-Arnold's red Liverpool shirt. Quansah plays the ball back to Alisson. Now Alexander-Arnold, base of midfield, walking pace, casually strokes the ball out with the instep of his right boot to Elliott, and it comes back to Alexander-Arnold again. Fulham not bothered about pressing this at the moment, so Alexander-Arnold's still walking. He's played a 1-2 with Endo, now plays it across to Van Dijk, who picks up the pace just a little. Never looks rushed though. Gakpo back to Van Dijk, one touch, opens his body up and then hits a high spinning ball towards Jota, battles for it with Robinson. Elliott lobs it up in the air. Diaz tries to bring it down on his right thigh, and there's going to be a foul there on Decordova-Reid. Free kick Fulham inside their own half. Second half of extra time is getting underway now at Wembley, and if it remains 3-3, obviously penalty shootout to decide who plays Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Coventry, only their second ever FA Cup semi-final, famously first one which they won, taking them on to that final in 1987, which is one of the classic FA Cup finals when they beat Tottenham by 3-2. Involved in another classic today, and Coventry continues over on 5 Live. Liverpool throw here inside the Fulham half on the right, and game's just in a bit of a lull, which sort of suits Liverpool, I guess, Mark, although they'd love the third goal, wouldn't they? They'd love a 2-goal cushion here.
Yeah, there's no pressure at the moment because Fulham haven't really come out of their half too often. They haven't put too much pressure on the ball. For Liverpool, it's been quite easy. That's the worry, I suppose, for Jurgen Klopp is, do they get too complacent? Do they get too slow in pace? And then once Fulham do put their foot on the pedal, are Liverpool able to still then kick in the gear quick enough to prevent them from scoring? Only time will tell.
Jurgen Klopp looks tense still. He's hunched forward, sitting down on his seat in the dugouts over on the other side of the field. Quansah intercepts a Fulham free kick and clears it forward. Tosin jumps with Diaz, and the ball is headed out for a Fulham throw on the left, just inside the Liverpool half. Premier League table, top of it as it stands. Arsenal Played 33, 74 points, goal difference plus 51. Liverpool at the moment will be played 33, 74 points. They've got the ball back from Fulham here. Gakpo onto it. Can they kill the game now? Gakpo still going, shoots. Leno saves and does really well to cling onto it. Thought that might just scramble away from him for a rebound. Not too much power on the shot.
No, it wasn't. There wasn't a lot of power on it at all, but I think I'm gathering that Leno's probably his sight was obscured a little bit because he was a little bit late to react and pulls off a really good save in the end. His right hand, really strong one, claws the ball back in. But Gakpo, I think he should have laid it off. There was enough options on both sides. One was certainly Jota on the left-hand side, who was in space, and he opts to go for himself.
Endo on the ball for Liverpool. Sliding challenge from Lukic on Gravenberch. Alexander-Arnold tries something fancy with the outside of his right foot. Comes off as well. Goes straight up in the air and fell at the feet of Robertson. Robertson backheels it to Gakpo. Fulham 1, Liverpool 2.
I mean, he certainly meant that. I mean, he does it too often for it not to be meant. Yeah, it was a bit high. Robinson was onto it like a flash. His touch was brilliant. And again, Liverpool retained possession.
Alexander-Arnold pulling the strings in midfield. This time it's a clever little ball with the outside of his right boot to Endo. Ends up with Diaz on the right. Comes back to Schwarzer. Schwarzer to Alisson. Alisson across to Van Dijk. Iwobi closes in. Alexander-Arnold moves into space for Van Dijk. Gets onto the ball and still seems to be moving freely. And looks pretty strong. Gakpo forward to Jota. Jota trying to beat Tosin. Good tackle from Tosin. And then Lukic nearly takes too long in getting rid of the ball. Robertson nearly took it off him. Pereira has lost it, and Polinia, no nonsense, just whacks the ball upfield. Schwarzer's up early to win a header. Bounces just over the halfway line. Chested down by Harvey Elliott. He's given time to turn here, Elliott. But he's pretty much on his own, taking the ball out to the right for Liverpool, eventually tackled. And that will be a Liverpool throw on the right. So yeah, Liverpool would go to 74 points. Their goal difference would be plus 42, which is 9 behind Arsenal. And Manchester City would have played a game fewer, and they will be on 73 points. So still in their hands. City's remaining games: Brighton away, Nottingham Forest away, Wolves home, Fulham away, Tottenham away is the penultimate one, West Ham home. What a touch and turn from Jota. Then he tries to play it into Luiz, nearly an own goal. Challenge from Bassi, which he had to make on the edge of his own box, and he nearly ended up sticking it in his own net. Corner Liverpool.
Yeah, great defender from Bassi there at Tosin. Just gets caught out. He just dives in. There's no reason whatsoever he needs to come out that far. He just tries to read it, tries to win it, gambles, and in the end, it was just overhit.
Might have been offside. I think Mark had VAR had a look at that, but
yeah, because the ball doesn't reach him, Bassi then kicks it out. I mean, that's where it's a little bit unfair, because it is offside. But because Bassi gets a touch and it goes out for a corner, Liverpool have a corner and still a chance to score.
Almost midway through the second half, Liverpool leading 2-1. Robertson's corner in that looked bound for Diaz's head, headed away. Decordova-Reid with a second header. Gravenberch's there for Liverpool and plays it back to Endo. Endo lofts it forward down the left. Iwobi underneath it. It was Iwobi's loose pass out from the back that Elliott intercepted, who passed it on to Gravenberch, who stuck it into the back of the net, and that is the reason that Liverpool are ahead in this game at the moment. Here's Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Elliott, back to Endo, cross to Schwarzer. Endo involved again, deepest man for Liverpool inside his own half. Muniz thinks about a challenge, played forward to Elliott. Liverpool working the space well. Alexander-Arnold, more traditional right back position there. Diagonal ball, 2 runners chasing that because they know how good the ball is going to be. Robertson knocks it back to Gakpo. Chance for Liverpool. Gakpo into the box, hits the shot. Leno down and saves, and scrambles forward and falls on the ball.
Yeah, good save from Leno there. I'll tell you what, watching Alexander-Arnold is absolutely amazing. You know, he's a brilliant player. He can play anywhere. This time, like you said, he was out in his traditional right back position. He knocks that diag, brilliant ball across. And Robinson's there, takes a really good touch, looks to get a ball into the box, and that's where the danger comes for Liverpool, that ability to switch the play so easily.
Here's Tosin on the ball for Fulham inside his own penalty area. Not a great pass to Castañes, giving it away. Cross from Gakpo, bounces once, and Leno is able to get onto it for Fulham. Evades the challenge of Diaz, gives it to Robinson. Diaz sprinting as hard as he can to get back and cover for Liverpool. Robinson stretches, nearly loses it. Fulham have it again. Here's Polinia. Polinia plays to Lukic. So still Coventry 3, Manchester United 3. Second half of extra time at Wembley. Commentary continues over on 5 Live. Lines open for 6:06, which will start on 5 Live after the football tonight, around about 6:30. The number to dial is 08085 909 693. And the golf commentary tonight, the Chevron Championship, First women's major of the year. Nelly Korda going for a 5th consecutive title on the PGA Tour. Starts at 8:30 this evening. Elliott's giving the ball away. Decordova-Reid looking for the run of Muniz. Muniz just slightly on his heels, so it rolls straight through to Alisson.
Yeah, it was too optimistic and hopeful that Muniz was able to get there. I mean, he's obviously up against Virgil van Dijk. Wasn't really ready for that ball either, because he wins the ball in a position where you feel that Liverpool have control of it, and he just wasn't quite ready for the pass. It was just too early.
Trent Alexander-Arnold on the ball again for Liverpool.
This time in midfield. Play him anywhere. Play him anywhere.
So, and I can see Liverpool getting ready to make the changes. Play him anywhere. Quite interesting, Mark. You and I were talking about the Euros this summer. You're going to be there. 5 Live obviously going to be there. Alexander-Arnold maybe in that midfield with Declan Rice could be an option for England.
I tell you what, he has to be in the England squad. If he's fit, he has to be there.
Yeah.
This guy can play. I mean, he can play almost anywhere. He is so good on the ball. His distribution is phenomenal. There are some would question his defending, but he's absolutely brilliant. I would say he has to be on that plane.
Long clearance downfield. Van Dijk steps in for Liverpool, clears it on the half volley. Tosin heads it forward. Robertson stooping header down into the ground. Becomes a 50-50 on the halfway line. Endo wins it for Liverpool. Iwobi gets half a touch on it. Strong challenge from Castagna on Endo, and the ball goes out for a Liverpool throw on the left. But I think that's why people are potentially talking about the Kyle Walker right back. England do have lots of right backs. Alexander-Arnold obviously is one, but maybe Alexander-Arnold in the midfield. Right, there's going to be loads and loads of changes here.
Yeah, you can see. It looks like, I'm not sure now. He's not going off Alexander-Arnold. He's getting a little bit of an energy drink, I think, to make sure he's not going to have any cramps. But yeah, you're right. There's going to be a lot of substitutions going on. But yeah, I agree. Has to go on that plane. He can play in multiple positions, Alexander-Arnold. So, as even at the very, very worst, he's part of the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Kearney on, Wilson on, Harry Wilson and Tom Kearney on for Fulham. João Palhinha was one of those to come off, and Decordova-Reid was the other one. So it looked like he was going over there for a drink, but he is now off the field as well for Fulham. And Liverpool, I think, going to make a triple change in a second here. Fulham 1, Liverpool 2, and we've got 20 minutes plus added time remaining in this game. Here's Jota on the ball on the left-hand side for Liverpool. Plays wide to Gakpo. Gakpo back to Robertson just inside the Fulham half. Now Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Alisson. And given the games that Liverpool have had against Fulham so far this season, they will know they've got to stay on it all the way here. There can be no complacency, because Fulham will keep coming. Gakpo bursts through a challenge. Could be a chance for Liverpool. Forward to Jota. Jota to the edge of the box. Wants it on the left foot. Scores! Leno got a hand to it. He took the pace off it, but it wasn't enough. And that might be enough for Liverpool to get the win at Craven Cottage this afternoon. A win that would take them level with Arsenal on 74 points at the top of the table. A point ahead of Manchester City as well, who will have the game in hand. But they had to win this one, and it looks like they're going to. Fulham 1, Liverpool 3.
Yeah, another deadly attack there from Liverpool. Brilliantly finished by Jota there. Yeah, not quite the sweetest of strikes, but enough. He does it really well because he puts it back across Bert Leno and makes it so difficult for him to get back across, get his hand on it. He does get a touch on the ball, but it's just not strong enough, and it's a really good finish from Jota.
So 2-goal cushion for Liverpool, which was the one we said they wanted.
They're just going to check to see whether he's offside or not. It's very, very tight actually. Tosin again gets caught being too far off, comes out of his line, he gambles, gets the gamble wrong, and that creates the overload and the confusion. Certainly the overload for Liverpool and the confusion for Fulham.
Checking goal, possible offside up on the big screens. Fans in the Johnny Haynes stand behind us might even be able to see the monitor. We're now getting the close-ups and the lines are going to appear, and it's Jota and Bassi, who look like a couple of sprinters heading for the finish line.
Yeah, I think it's Jota's toe versus Bassi's knee. I think that's what it's going to be.
Well, it's an important one because Fulham 1, Liverpool 3 with just over 15 minutes to play. You think, right, well, Liverpool will see that out. Fulham 1, Liverpool 2.
Yeah.
Still in the balance.
I think Jota's toe is going to win. So
Do you?
I think it might be
offside.
Really.
Oh,
there we
it's
go.
a green line.
Onside. There you
Onside.
go. He's giving an onside. There we go.
Diogo Jota gets the goal.
That's why I'm wearing glasses.
Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. They're still waiting on the field to receive the news. Craig Pawson is getting the message now. Goal. Liverpool can celebrate. Understated celebrations, but not from the fans. And now the changes come for Liverpool. Salah's coming on, Nunez is coming on, McAllister is coming on, Jota's coming off, so his last action of the game is to score. Gravenberch is coming off, and we just have to wait and see who Mo Salah is going to replace.
It looks like, is it
Jota, Gravenberch and Luis Diaz, who's run his socks off as he always does. And that's a pretty terrifying sight for Fulham, isn't it? Salah, McAllister, Nunez on for Liverpool. Just over 15 minutes to play. Leading 3-1, and I don't. This isn't a throwaway line, Mark. Goal difference could still be important in this. I mean, you've got to keep going. Any of these title challenges. I know there's conserving energy in Merseyside derby on Wednesday and whatever, but throwing these guys on actually gives them a chance to keep going.
Oh, 100%. They need to keep going. Absolutely. You can't give up. Mathematically, it's a still chance. They're not far off it. All they need is one slip up from Manchester City. And Liverpool and Arsenal both have to make sure they're in the position.
Well, here we go. Salah's played Nunez in. Nunez shoots into the side netting, then the offside flag goes up. Mark Schwarzer was there just before the assistant referee.
Yeah, no, I could see it. I mean, that's why I almost kept talking, because I knew he was offside, but obviously we can't. We have to wait for the official verdict, but I think he's a good distance offside as that ball gets played through.
So, Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. Radio 5 Sports Extra. 15 minutes to go here. As far as I'm aware, still at Wembley. Coventry 3, Manchester United 3. Fulham nearly giving the ball away again inside their own half. Liverpool still looking for more goals. Second half of extra time at Wembley. Commentary continues over on Radio 5 Live. Toss it in to win it off Nunez. McAllister plays it forward with his right foot, only as far as Leno. Fulham will keep trying as well. Of course they will. At the very least, owe it to the paying fans who've turned up here, but pride as well, and given the goals they've scored against Liverpool this season, they'll believe they can still get something out of the game. Here's Pereira to Castagna on the right. Castagna to Pereira again. Endo steps in, blocks that forward pass, goes out for a throw-in to Fulham on the right. Last 15 minutes of the game at Craven Cottage. Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. Lukic side puts a ball to Kearney. Kearney back to Tosin wide to Castagna inside the Fulham half. Darwin Nunez chasing hard, continues the run towards Leno. Leno lets him come and plays it to Bassi. Bassi's got to be careful. Salah and Nunez nearby, plays it out to Robinson. Iwobi couldn't quite control, works out okay for Fulham, and here they come. They're out. They've evaded the press. Pereira curling ball across the field. Alexander-Arnold half intercepts with a back heel. Liverpool clear, and maybe an opportunity on the counter. Salah gives it to Elliott. Elliott's tackled by Kearney, and Kearney rolls it back to Robinson.
Yeah, absolutely. Fulham need to just keep going. They've got a chance. If they can get a goal, the other they can get a goal back, then there's a chance Liverpool be under a bit of pressure. They'll feel it. So Fulham have to keep going. They've got a bit more possession of the ball. Liverpool are happy now to sit back a little bit and allow Fulham to have the ball, and they're just trying to hit them on the counter.
Lukic across the toss-in. It's the voice of Mark Schwarzer on Sports Extra as Fulham find Iwobi inside left channel. Iwobi again. Oh, the pass is played behind Harry Wilson, who made a good run into space inside the Liverpool penalty area. No nonsense clearance from Van Dijk out for a throw to Fulham.
Yeah, it just hasn't quite worked for Iwobi today, has it? I mean, there's a couple of times there, obviously that wayward pass that led to Liverpool's second goal. There's a couple of low passes going forward.
Robinson's throw to Iwobi, cross comes in, Robertson alert, clears with his right foot, Salah underneath it, barged by Bassi in the challenge. Gakpo tries to release Nunez, Bassi's lost it, Gakpo again with a forward ball. Bassi was caught though. It's going to be a free kick for Fulham. 13 minutes remaining. Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. Danger lurking for Fulham with Liverpool on the counter with Nunez and Salah and Gakpo. And Gakpo, who, what is this? I think this is 13th Premier League start of the season. Certainly hasn't been first choice in the league campaign, but maybe could have an important part to play in the remainder of this season as Liverpool push for the title. Mark Schwarzer, you're not going to believe this. Haji Wright has scored for Coventry. They were 3-0 down in the second half against Manchester United, and he scored almost at the very end of the game. 120th minute, Coventry 4, Manchester United 3. It looks like Coventry might be going to the FA Cup final again. Closing stages over on 5 Live. Shirt tug, surely on Harry Wilson, on Tom Kearney. How's the referee not seen that? Nunez miles offside. Liverpool coming on the counter. Nunez got to stop playing here. Has heard the whistle now. Someone's getting booked, maybe Nunez, for keeping playing.
No, there was Castagna there.
Castagna, was it?
Because he remonstrated with the referee. It's a clear free kick.
Yeah.
There's a clear pull of the shirt. I don't know. The referee obviously doesn't see it, because if he sees it, it's a really easy decision for him. You can understand why Fulham are outraged by the referee allowing play to play on.
You don't know what you're doing, rings out around Craven Cottage. Frustration from the Fulham fans. Definite shirt tug on Kearney by Harvey Elliott, just to make things worse for those Fulham fans. Trent Alexander-Arnold is coming off. He's played almost 80 minutes in this game. Passing range superb as ever. Brilliant goal as well. He's going to be replaced by Joe Gomez. Coventry 4, Manchester United 3. VAR is checking whether there is an offside. Could there be an offside? Maybe that goal won't stand.
That's why I didn't say anything yet, because I was waiting for VAR.
BBC Sport website has it up as 4-3, but I've seen that change as well. So, by the way, I mean, if you're a Coventry fan, you're listening to 5 Live at the moment. If you're a Liverpool fan, Fulham fan, you're obviously listening to us on Sports Extra. We're keeping you across it all. Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage are going to have loads of calls on 606 tonight.
Well, if you're a Liverpool fan, you might be switching back across to listen to Manchester United losing to Coventry.
Possibly.
They they're quite comfortable here at Craven Cottage.
Nunez trip on Calvin Bassey. Still 10 minutes to play here. No goal. 3-3. Ruled out. Offside. So, not yet for Coventry, and very, very close to the penalty shootout. 10 minutes remaining in this game. Liverpool trying to close it out. Gakpo on the turn. Lukic gets a foot in. Lukic forward to Pereira. Wide to Wilson on the right for Fulham. And played back to Castagna again. Toss in. Cross to Bassey. Bassey at walking speed and drives the ball forward with his left foot. And that is way over hit and into the stands. Lower tier of the Riverside stand. Throw in for Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who he's aiming for there, because Iwobi had tucked back inside and come a bit towards the ball. Nunez was towards the middle of the park, and it's gone out over into touch on the full by quite considerable margin, so it's clearly mishit.
Gomez throw down the right hand side. Robinson plays across to Castagna. Fulham will take risks now, which could give Liverpool more opportunities. Ball is played to Lukic, laid back to Tosin forward to Lukic, right in the middle of his own half, across to Castagna. Pereira's there in support in the right back position. Got to be careful, he's lost it to Gakpo. Gakpo on the move. Salah and Nunez look interested. So does Harvey Elliott. Ball is played to Salah. No, not enough on the pass to find him. Kearney is able to bring it away for Fulham. Wilson, load of space. Former Liverpool man, of course, on the right hand side. Penalties at Wembley. It's finished 3-3 in the second FA Cup semi-final. Pereira over to Wilson. Wilson's cross blocked at close range. Fulham appeal for a handball. They do get that decision. Assistant referee. Who gave that? Referee or assistant referee?
I think the assistant referee's told the referee it's handball. He doesn't flag. The referee waits. He looks like he's looking at the assistant referee, and they look like they're talking.
But I mean, that is a blatant handball. I can understand, if Craig Pawson hasn't got the angle, he's not seen it. But the shirt tug was blatant. Elliott's arm is wide outstretched. It's not even a Jack Grealish yesterday. It's much wider than that. Arm outstretched. Blocks it with his arm. Fulham have got their free kick, though.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
In the end, they got what they deserved. They got a free kick.
Pereira could hit it with the right foot. Bit wide for a shot on goal, possibly. But Harry Wilson might fancy it. Great striker of a dead ball for Fulham and for Wales. Wilson runs away. Pereira's crossed with his right foot. Headed away by McAllister. Kearney lobs it up in the air. Muniz, bicycle kick, good effort, blocked. And then the volley is walloped over the crossbar and goes behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. The Fulham fans just enjoying the audacious attempt from Rodrigo Muniz.
Yeah, I think it's his own player. I think it's Tosin. Watch this. Yeah, there we go.
It's going in.
That's on target, certainly. I'm not sure. Alisson was going across to his left-hand side. I'm not quite sure it would have been far enough in the corner. We'll never know, but Tosin's the one that gets in the way in the end, unfortunately. But he couldn't do anything about it.
Penalty drama over on 5 Live. Coventry, Manchester United. Penalties to decide who is going to play Manchester City in the FA Cup final this season. Rangers Celtic will be the Scottish Cup final. Celtic winners on penalties yesterday. Rangers beating Hearts by 2-0 today. And this is Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. 7 minutes plus added time remaining. Liverpool moving to 74 points, level on points with Arsenal. They will be 8 behind Arsenal on goal difference. Manchester City will be a point behind the pair of them, but Manchester City have played 1 game fewer. Quansah, ball over the top for Nunez to chase, arms pumping, ponytail flying, running hard, can't get to that ball. Leno quickly gives it to Tosin forward to Pereira, wide to Castagna trying to knock it down the line to Wilson, came off Robertson, back onto Castagna and out for a throw in to Liverpool. Whistle blows, another change coming.
Fulham substitution coming off number 22.
Adama Traore is coming on for Alex Iwobi, and actually, I mean, Traore is always a fabulous watch.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's waited this long to make that substitution. I would have thought the minute it goes 3-1, why not throw caution to the wind? Why don't you bring Traore on then? Because you see every time he's on, he just causes so much trouble.
Gakpo, driven ball to Salah, chests it down, wide on the right for Liverpool. Little back heel, hits Robinson's shins. Robinson plays forward to Kearney. Kearney surrounded by red shirts, calmly plays it back to his goalkeeper Leno. Leno closed down by McAllister. Gakpo continues that press for Liverpool. Castagna clears. Endo gets a foot on the ball. And Liverpool smothering Fulham here, just not giving them an opportunity to get back into this game. Fulham's equaliser came late in the first half, but goals from Gravenberch and Jota in the second half look to see Liverpool safe this afternoon. Everton away, big one, Goodison Park, Wednesday night. Will be around the grounds on 5 Live from 7 o'clock that evening, keeping you across everything that is going on, top, middle and bottom of the Premier League table. Floated ball out to the left. Robinson got there just in time, knocks it down the left-hand side. Traore can't get there. Elliott heads it out. Throw in for Fulham. Throw in from Robinson. Down the line to Traore. Bit of space to work with. Traore crosses in with his right foot. Van Dijk is there. Volleys it away acrobatically. Lukic tries to play it to Kearney. Kearney does have it now. Wide to Traore, who likes a tucked-in shirt and quite a high short. Trying to use the speed to get down to the byline. Gomez makes the tackle. Last touch comes off Traore, says referee Craig Pawson. Goal kick, and another change being made by Liverpool, spotted by Mark Schwarzer. Dominic Szoboszlai. Is that right? Yeah?
Yes, it is, yes.
Dominic Szoboszlai is coming on for Cody Gakpo. What you made of Gakpo actually today, Mark?
Look, I think he's coming in and out of the game. He hasn't really set the world alight. I feel that there were moments in the game where he possibly could have been a little bit better, a little bit more on it, and wasn't quite his day today.
Gakpo off, given a hug by Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, one of those left outs today, but Jurgen Klopp has marshalled his troops superbly, because there are players there like Salah, like Nunez, like McAllister, who've had a good rest today ahead of that Merseyside derby on Wednesday night. Liverpool take their goal kick short. Can hear a few of the old wooden seats in this stand clicking up into their place as fans leave and make their way towards the exits. Don't believe Fulham are going to get back into this. Robertson towards Nunez, nods it down. Szoboszlai chases. Castagna is there first and plays it back to Leno. Manchester United have missed their first penalty. Manchester United have missed their first penalty in the shootout at Wembley. Endo's ball is beyond Nunez and goes behind for the goal kick. Casemiro has missed for Manchester United, and I think that's the first penalty in the shootout. Sohail Sai is doing a valiant job here, because he's got to watch this game in case there's a goal, to bring news of it to listeners on 5 Live, but he's going to try and keep our Sports Extra listeners across what's going on at Wembley as well, so you get the best of both worlds. We're into the 88th minute of the game. Liverpool closing in on an important win. Remember, they lost at home to Crystal Palace last week, but they've bounced back well. Beat Atalanta Thursday night, still went out of the Europa League, and they're winning here by 3-1. Castagna's ball, good ball down the right. Andy Robertson knew that was going to be offside. The flag goes up against Harry Wilson. Haji Wright scores for Coventry. So one penalty taken apiece, and Coventry lead 1-0. And it's very quiet and calm inside Craven Cottage now, because I think the Liverpool fans are happy. They think they're going to win this game, and the Fulham fans think, right, well, not today. we'll do it next time.
Yeah, no, it's been a valiant effort. Look, Liverpool have been really good, and really good. I say they've been clinical. When given the opportunity, you give them too many opportunities, they're going to punish you. Today, Fulham probably gave them too many opportunities, and there were some really good goals. Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold's free kick was absolutely superb, and then the second goal, Gravenberch, was brilliant as well.
It's Mark Schwarzer with us here at Craven Cottage. 89th minute of the game. McAllister on the ball for Liverpool. Plays it back here to Alisson. Alisson across to Schwarzer. This pitch now pretty much entirely in shadow. There's just a few splashes of sunshine. McAllister's giving the ball away. Lukic, edge of the box. Kenny, left-footed shot. Alisson stretching save. Muniz tries to get there on the angle, and Alisson dives at his feet, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. But Liverpool sloppy at the back there. Fulham nearly got a goal back.
Yeah, it was a good save from Alisson there. Full stretch to his left-hand side. The rebound from Alisson there. Muniz was really, really quick. He gets there before Alisson gets his shot off. Alisson does enough to close the angle off. Muniz has to try and aim for that near post, try and tuck it in. Doesn't get any high on it, and he just misses the goal.
The amount of times I see you goalkeepers in training, Mark, doing that training of make the save, get up, make the next one, make the save, get down, get up. That's what that is, isn't it?
Alisson did really, really well, because even though he doesn't actually touch the rebound, what he does do, he gets up and makes it really difficult for Muniz to have any angle on the goal.
90th minute of the game here. Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. Coventry have scored both of their penalties. Manchester United have scored 1 of 2. Dalot scored for United. Victor Torp has responded. Coventry 2, Manchester United 1, and they've taken 2 penalties apiece. We're probably going to have to stay on Sports Extra here to give you news of that. I don't think we can leave you without giving you that. But as soon as this is finished, of course, you can head over to 5 Live and get the commentary as Elliott shoots. Swerving shot from outside the box, goes well wide of the right-hand post, and that will be a goal kick for Fulham. How much added time are we going to get at the end of this game? Christian Eriksen is next to take for Manchester United. The penalty shootout might be over by the time this game is over. 6 minutes of added time. Well, 6 minutes is enough time for Fulham to score 2 if they think they can manage that. Eriksen's scored, so it's 2-2, but Coventry have a penalty in hand. Endo towards Robertson, tackled by Lukic, breaks nicely for Joe Gomez. Right-footed pass looking for Robertson, ball's bouncing around, Nunez goes down just inside the penalty area, but he lost his feet, he wasn't challenged. Leno picks it up.
Yeah, he goes down because he realises he's touched, just the ball goes too far away from him, he's not going to regather, and he just throws himself on the ground. He's clearly not going for a penalty or anything, it's just his bad touch.
Callum O'Hare next to take for Coventry, scored in the game. Remarkable comeback this afternoon by Coventry, 3-0 down in the second half. Here's Bassi on the ball for Fulham, bobbles a pass into the feet of Lukic, maybe not enough on that for Traore, but it does get through to Anthony Robinson. O'Hare has missed 2-2 on penalties, both teams have taken 3. Pereira, right hand side, cross comes in, Van Dijk there as always for Liverpool, volleys it away, Pereira lets that go over his head, and that'll be a throw in to Fulham on the right hand side. Attacking position, Pereira takes it, Wilson knocks it back to him, last touch there came off Pereira. McAllister made the tackle, it hit Pereira. I think the belief is just the body language of Fulham is telling me I don't think they do feel they're going to get 2 goals in the closing stages.
Well, certainly going to be difficult. With 4.5 minutes of play to go. I mean, a lot of Fulham fans are starting to head for the exit. But you never know. You've got to keep going. We've seen late drama in Premier League matches many times before.
We have. Bruno Fernandes has scored. Manchester United ahead in the shootout for the first time. 3-2 pressure penalty coming for Coventry. They're about to take their 4th. Mark Robbins, how about that? Maybe a manager. I mean, obviously not allowed, but kind of character you'd want taking a penalty. Ben Sheaf, crucial player for Coventry, is going to step up. Free kick for Fulham here. What have we got? 4 minutes to play. Fulham need 2 goals to level it. Liverpool looking to close it out, leading by 3-1. Free kick is going to come in from deep, coming from about 45 yards out from wide on the right hand side towards that Hammersmith end. Pereira is pointing, jogs on the spot, curls that ball in towards the edge of the box. Nunez heads it away, Robinson chests it down, nearly overruns it, and because he did that, stretches to make a pass, and it goes out for a throw-in to Liverpool on the left. Ben Sheaf has missed. Manchester United lead 3-2. If they score their next penalty, Manchester United will be in the FA Cup final. Throw-in towards Endo. Chests it down and lays it off to McAllister. I wonder who's going to take that last. Manchester United penalty. 3 minutes of 6 minutes of added time have already been played here in the sunshine at Craven Cottage. Stadium continues to empty. Endo on the move for Liverpool, slides a pass through, flag stays down, Salah onside, looks for Nunez, the pass is beyond Nunez chases it and keeps it in play down by the byline. Running here at defenders, left-footed drive into the side netting, nothing happening there. Goal kick for Fulham, Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, sort of a half a chance there. Salah's ball across the face of the goal was just slightly overhit, out of the reach of Nunez. Nunez does really want to keep it in, then tries to go for the option of trying to hit it in the near post there. The angle is so tight and just gets it wrong and goes out for a goal kick. But there's a couple of times there where Fulham have been in good positions, free kicks. Pereira's just hasn't got his delivery right today, hasn't beaten the first man.
Rasmus Højlund has stuck the crucial penalty away for Manchester United. They have beaten Coventry 4-2 on penalties to set up an FA Cup final against Manchester City for the second year running. Nunez flicks the ball on, Salah drives it across goal. The radar is off today. It's a good 6-7 yards wide and it goes behind for a goal kick, and the offside flag was up anyway. 2 minutes to play. Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. I mean, that is so painful for Coventry. Coming back from 3-0 down, getting ahead in the shootout, eventually losing it on penalties.
Yeah, it is. Must be incredibly, difficult to take for Coventry. But I tell you what a performance that is.
Yeah.
What an effort to take Manchester United all the way to penalties. Is amazing. I mean, they're going to hold their heads up high, even though it's very bitter to take right now.
Yeah,
but that is incredible.
FA Cup highlights 11:35. BBC One tonight after Match of the Day 2 at 10:30 with all the Premier League highlights, and both available via the BBC Sport website, the iPlayer and app. Added time here at Craven Cottage. Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. They'll be recording the Football Daily podcast shortly as well, which will be there for you on the BBC Sounds app to listen to tomorrow morning. And tomorrow night from 7 o'clock on 5 Live, the Monday Night Club, with so much to talk about after another brilliant weekend of football across 5 Live and Sports Extra. This is going to be a really important win for Liverpool. Anything can still happen in this title race. All these teams knowing, I mean, Manchester City, obviously it's in their hands. Liverpool and Arsenal knowing they've got to keep winning, hope City slip up. That's what Arsenal did yesterday, and that is what Liverpool are going to be doing here today. 30 seconds to play. Fulham have the ball inside their own half. Liverpool trying to shut down the space. Muniz is still battling hard for it. Ball comes loose on the halfway line. Castagna heads it forward to Wilson. Wilson, 2 Liverpool players on him, Robertson and Szoboszlai. Wilson tries to take it round Robertson, trips over the ball, nearly beat him there. Robertson has it for Liverpool, decides to hold on to it, plays it to Szoboszlai. They've given it away. Could be the last attack of the game. Fulham look to get Andreas Pereira in on the right-hand side. Right-footed cross, very deep. Traore's there, tries to control it. Anthony Robinson is behind him. Can't be long left in this game now. Kearney makes a little run into space. Back to goal, down by the byline. Lays it off to Traore. Little drag from him. Looking to get the right-footed cross in. Flick on from Wilson. And it just bounces harmlessly into the arms of Liverpool's goalkeeper Alisson. And referee Craig Pawson blows the full-time whistle. Liverpool get the win to keep up with Arsenal, to keep the pressure on Manchester City. Pegged back late in the first half, but second half goals from Ryan Gravenberch, a first in the Premier League for Liverpool, and Diogo Jota, a welcome return to starting a Liverpool game for him, and a goal to boot as well. They've beaten Fulham by 3-1. Your thoughts, Mark Schwarzer?
Yeah, I think it was deserving. I think Liverpool were the better side. They took their chances, of course. Some top quality finishes, certainly from Trent Alexander-Arnold from the free kick. Gravenberch, Jota's run through, nicely put away. Yeah, Fulham had hope, but you can't make mistakes against good teams like this. Liverpool are a top class side, and eventually they're going to punish you, and they did today. Fulham just weren't quite at their best, and that was enough for Liverpool.
So this is what has happened in the Premier League today. Liverpool 3-1 winners here at Fulham. They move on to 74 points. Arsenal also on 74 points. Their goal difference is 8 better. Manchester City on 73 points, but they have a game in hand on the pair of them. Everton have beaten Nottingham Forest by 2-0. So Everton 5 points clear of the bottom 3. Nottingham Forest remain just 1 point clear of the bottom 3. But Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage will want to hear from you on 606 about the Nottingham Forest statement after the game, complaining about 3 penalty decisions they felt they should have got and didn't get. A remarkable statement. You'll hear more about that on 606. Aston Villa beat Bournemouth 3-1. They're on 66 points, 6 points clear of Tottenham, but Tottenham have 2 games in hand. And Crystal Palace thumped West Ham by 5-2. Manchester United are through to the FA Cup final. They've beaten Coventry on penalties. Rangers through to the Scottish Cup final, having beaten Hearts by 2-0. So that'll be Rangers Celtic. Well, it's going to be a Manchester derby in the FA Cup final. Sheffield Wednesday out of the bottom 3 in the Championship after their 3-1 win at Blackburn, and all those teams down there have 4 games to play. And Manchester City's women 3 points ahead of Chelsea in the WSL after beating West Ham by 5-0. But Chelsea have the game in hand, and this is what is coming your way this week in terms of the Premier League football and the title race. Arsenal at home to Chelsea on Tuesday, Liverpool away to Everton on Wednesday, Manchester City away to Brighton on Thursday, and then at the weekend on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday next weekend, we've got full commentary on the North London derby at 2 o'clock, Tottenham Arsenal, and Nottingham Forest against Manchester City at 4:30. Mark Schwarzer, last thoughts in terms of this title race. Just because they've got the game in hand and it's in their hands, are you still making Manchester City favourites?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I mean, they've been there, done it. They know what to do. You know, they're a top class side, if not the best team, or certainly one of the best teams in the world. So I've got no doubt that at this moment in time, they are slight favourites, but they can't slip up because these 2 teams behind them in Arsenal and Liverpool are not going to let up.
Yep, Arsenal Liverpool lost last weekend. They have bounced back this weekend. Thank you for listening to Radio 5 Sports Extra, to our coverage of Fulham Liverpool at Craven Cottage. The last Fulham players just leaving the field, applauding their fans' efforts. It's going to be a happy journey home for these Liverpool fans here, because they are still right in this title race. Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage taking the calls over on 5 Live on 08085 909 693 on 606. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon. It's finished here. Fulham 1, Liverpool 3.